Welcome back to beautiful Norwalk, Connecticut for our KO show here at the NHRL. We're back at our classic desk that you all loved and missed. Just kidding, no we aren't. That is right. Sorry to trick you like that, but we are in front of our big, beautiful screen here at our new set, and this morning has been an amazing prelim. We've had fights that have lasted, I don't know, 5 seconds. We've had fights that have gone erupting into a ball of fire, and we have so much in store for you today. There's back-to-back bangers lined up, and I can't wait to see it all happen in the cage. But joining me today is Richard and Kyle. Take it away, guys.
Hello, we are so glad to be here with you hosting this event. My name is Kyle Crows. This is Richard Tiemann. We are excited. It has been a full day of robot fighting so far, and it's only 2 o'clock.
I know, that's what I love about the KO show, is that it happens early, but we're ready because we've had the prelims all morning, and we still get prime time tonight.
Amen. We have seen some absolutely devastating action. When you have a chance, go check it out on the YouTube. We've had some crazy dismemberments, explosions, batteries ejected from robots,
Flames.
Just gross visceral robot destruction. So let's go ahead and check out some of the stories that we've had throughout the day today.
Okay.
And I do believe we'll be getting into the first story of the day, which is going to be Cage 1 action.
Yes, I heard that as well. Cage
All
1
right,
action.
so let's see what we've got going on in Cage 1 right now. We've got 2 robots ready for you. That's right, it is Team Warrior versus Team Honeycracked coming right at you. We're going to go to our friends in the play-by-play booth. Ricky, Adam, how you doing, fellas?
Well, Kyle, today it's actually Ricky and Dima in the booth here. We'll be bringing you all the play-by-play action. Are you excited for this fight, Dima?
Extremely. I'm a really big fan of pretty much every single Honeycrack bot. But I'm a multi-fan too, and BeeForce is beautiful to watch in action.
Well, I have to say I'm a little bit biased myself, with Honeycrack being a Maryland-based team. Driver Cody Graham is going to be doing his best to make the Brazilians maybe regret coming all this way with their incredible robot Jubileu, or Jubileu, depending on how you want to say it. Looks like we're just getting ready, cage side.
Well, how do you take care of a multi-bot like BeeForce? You gotta have a weapon that's strong enough to really take one out quickly, and I think Jubileu has that in spades.
Or at least throw them across the arena.
At the least.
At the minimum. And that's, I mean, honestly, that's what everyone wants to do when they come up against a multi-bot, right? Is you take advantage of the fact they weigh less and you try to kick them across the world.
5,
but these
4,
are two really well-built multi-bots.
2, 1.
Fight, robots, fight.
Half of BeeForce off to a fast start. A great deflection for the weapon on. Ooh, that is some good work right there.
Jubileu not staying in total control here.
No, but BeeForce becoming unstable very quickly. You can see one half on its head, unable to move. Might get a little bit of help from the Brazilian opponents.
They're not careful not to actually knock it out too much.
Look at this. The rear wheel has just been completely separated, but it's still stuck in the chassis.
There's that unstick called for the one that's stuck in the ground. The half of BeeForce.
Now, these wheels, the front wheels are just passive wheels. They're powered by the fact that the rear wheels work. So that half of the robot is just done for right now.
Jubileu kind of has pick of the litter, so to speak, and take whatever shot they want for the rest of the fight.
Now, they're being very sportsmanly, waiting to see if this unstink is successful. If it is successful, I'm sure they'll be raining down some swift vengeance. You can hear a countdown started. I don't think they're going to get the opportunity.
Tap out.
Yeah, once no segment of the multi's moving, I can see the thought process behind, you know, let that count out. Let it play out.
Yeah, in the 30-pound world, those are expensive hits. So a little kindness to your competitor at that point.
Kindness to the competitor, kindness to yourself also.
Great point. Yeah, any damage you do to your opponent could come back just as hard on you. In the meantime, we're going to jump over to Cage 2. We've got another fight for you almost immediately. This will be an interesting one. We've got, well, I guess there's a lot of SSP lineage here, isn't there?
Oh, there sure is. You see the SSP forks and the lifters on the left side there on Storm Surge, but Sting Operation, similar to Mako, was once an SSP kit that has since become a hammer saw. And we're seeing another Honey Crackbot, Mark Young, who himself is a beekeeper, if I remember this correctly. From all the times that we've chewed the fat together in the pit.
At a certain point, I wonder if that's just lore. It makes it, I think they actually are beekeepers, but it would be, they just work in BFACs every time I seem to talk to them, and I really enjoy that.
Passionate individuals about I keep talking about insects, but the insects that make the world go round, they are passionate about bees and honey. So am I.
Yeah. Oh, this should be a good fight, but we do seem to have something going on cage side. Dead in the water, maybe.
Sure hope not. Storm Surge, like many SSP kits and modified kits, are very strong on top and very strong against top attack robots. It's hard to get that kill shot on them. They tend to have very strong metal on top of the robot.
This is Joe Frazier and Storm Surge's first event here, so they may just have a few bugs to work out. We'll have to see if the magic of turning it off and turning it on again does the trick. You can see them listening very closely, trying to figure out if the speed controllers are turning on or if they're getting power at all. These robots, when you turn them on at the first few moments, sing you a little song to let you know that they're happy and sing you another little song to let you know that they're ready to go. And if you don't hear that, you get worried.
It's a nice little pleasant dopamine feedback from the robot or creature that you created. Is when you turn it on, it has a little jingle for you. For those that don't know at home, when you turn it on, it does beep. The ESC itself makes those beeping noises. It goes, or however you code it to sound.
Yeah, I've heard some fun replacement tones for startup.
I'm curious as to why my brother hasn't done the Power Rangers little pager.
That would be a good one.
I like
well,
that one.
And you would leave it hanging at that last and then if it works,
Yup. I've heard the Donkey Kong theme, I believe. I wonder if I've heard the Pac-Man theme and maybe misremembered it.
Pac-Man was big for a while. Pac-Man was big for a while.
I hear it when I'm going through safety and I'm in the line and I'm waiting and I hear other people going through safety and they're turning their robots on, maybe turning them off and turning them back on.
It does seem we do give the we do give the competitors of just a few moments cage side to do basic work, not disassembling your robot, not fixing anything major, but you can turn it off, turn it on again, maybe jiggle some wires.
Power cycling and trying to repair your transmitter certainly falls within the parameter of what we allow builders to do cage side. In the brief window of we close the cage, but wait, my robot can't move. Can we open up the cage and maybe see if I have just a minute to get it to work? And that's typically all you get is a minute or two.
And quite frankly, that's really about all that's going to help you. If it takes more than a minute or two, you're probably not going to get it in 5 or 6.
Yeah, I've seen some mistakes happen in the pit that were not fixable in those 1 or 2 minutes, and that's part of the game in the sport is being able to have a bot that works when you bring it down. But we do afford this sort of gratuity of power cycling, etc. And I really hope that Storm Surge and Joe Frazier get to fight. I really want to see this one.
Looks unfortunately like that is not the case. I think we're going to be lifting this robot back out, and we'll be moving on to our next fight.
You can see a little bit of the sadness, dejection on the competitors' faces.
We are going to go back to Cage 1. In the meantime, we've got Minun and Plusle versus Bigheera. Minun and Plusle, another, I think they're technically team defective now, but this is another team Honeycracked related, not in the sense of being a similar topic, but they've got a family tree here. And you can see, I believe, yeah, Zoe is
5,
piloting at least
4,
one half.
3,
We've got Bigheera on the other side. There's also a smaller 3-pound version of this robot called Bugheera, but it's nice to see Bigheera in the big cage.
Bigheera very cautious in its approach, and it's paying off. Those are big hits against Plusle.
Whoa, that weapon is more terrifying in its force than it maybe gives across in its size.
Yeah, these robots almost appear the same size, and yet the purple half, Bigheera, is close to the combined weight of the red and blue half.
I see a little smoke coming off Bigheera's weapon. I sure hope that's just... I sure hope the motor isn't smoking out trying to spin up while it's inverted like that.
I wouldn't be surprised. It looks proper jammed. Oh, I think you can see something jammed in the base of Bigheera's weapon. Maybe we can get a close-up of that. It's hard to see.
Call for that unstick. There we go.
Oh, the unstick is called. An immediate hit by Minun. Minun doing somersault after somersault, and Bigheera not moving at all.
Plusle doing its best to try to stop Brett, which you are allowed to do for the folks at home. If the unstick is called, you're allowed to interfere with that house bot.
I will say, I don't think that that's going to help a whole lot. The weapon on Bigheera is not moving at all. The wheels are spinning.
There's that KO count out if you can hear it. 3, 2, 1.
Tap out.
That is it. Oh, interesting. They call it as a tap out.
Might have just been from the driver of Bigheera, you know, like tapping the cage or something. Like, all right, you got it. The KO count's coming. And once you know you're not moving, a tap out and a KO count can be pretty functionally similar. Especially when if you're in bracket and it's not prelims anymore and you only got 1 life. What's the difference between a KO and a tap out really? Besides what says on the match record.
Oh, that's a thing for some competitors. You have competitors that are really out for that KO record.
True.
And sometimes that's a little bit of a slight, but I don't sense any of that cage side here. Everyone looks smiles, handshakes, fist bumps. That is all good faith, good times. So.
Yeah, Nick Andreas, the pilot of Bigheera, is a really wonderful individual up in the pits. All smiles always. I've talked to him plenty about my robots and his robots before.
We are going right back to cage 2. We got another fight for you. Kernel, yeah, I believe it's Kernel Panic is going to be fighting.
It's like
Excuse me.
one of the cage side teammates is handing off food.
4,
No
3,
food cage side, guys.
2, 1.
Fight.
Away we
Robots
go.
fight.
Dimachaerus going up against Kernel Panic. Kernel Panic just winning that first exchange beautifully.
We saw Dimachaerus earlier with the wedge against the horizontal spinner, but now it's reconfigured to go up against another vert in Kernel Panic.
Oh, you can see a belt is already missing from one of Kernel Panic's drive sides. That's going to be a big deal. 2 belts are now loose. Or one's missing and one is loose.
Dimachaerus doing an amazing job of going back and forth. Retreat just a couple feet and then slam back in for another hit.
Yeah, after a rough start with that first hit or two, they are nailing it from here on out.
That backing up strategy is harder to do than it looks. I mean, you know, it's harder than it looks to drive straight in a forward straight line. It's even harder to drive in a backward straight line, but if you can do it, there's some reward there.
Absolutely. It is paying off for him today. You can see Kernel Panic struggling to move at all at this point.
Still got some fight left, though, and now Dimachaerus is stuck.
Yeah, they are upside down, not moving. I imagine we're going to look for an unstick here. And that weapon can't quite reach the ground, so they can't free themselves.
Not over till it's over, folks. Kernel Panic's got half drive, but let's see if Dimachaerus, you know, gets freed. So far, this unstick.
Oh, very close, and then an assist from Kernel Panic.
Then Dimachaerus right side up, fully functional. Let's see the fight continue for the next minute and a half.
Kernel Panic still struggling quite a bit here. Looks like they've taken out one of our camera cords in the corner.
There's a lot of small hits adding up. Just, you know, hit, back up, hit, back up, hit. There we go.
That's, if you can chain It's all about the combo sometimes, and this is one of those moments.
That's me and Sam were talking about earlier. The meta has evolved in combat robots more towards combos, especially in these lower weight classes where the TPU allows them to tank more hits from smaller weapons.
Absolutely. We are just towards the end of our countdown, and then suddenly we get another unstick, and it's successful. Our house bot has freed Colonel Panic from the floor. It saved them for the moment. I don't know if it'll save them for this fight.
30 seconds left. Objective, survive.
Dimachaerus really beating Colonel Panic into the corner.
Yeah, this KO countdown any second now. Not moving. Unstick is already used. Maybe drive, maybe all functionalities down. Hard to tell.
This will look like it'll be a countdown to a KO. I don't think they're going to be saved by the bell. Dimachaerus doing a wonderful little victory dance while his opponent lays wounded and dying. Look at how look. One wheel is gone in the front, the other completely askew.
I mean, once we see belts get sniped in the first, 30 seconds, minute of a fight, we say the drive side is damaged, but when wheels come off, that drive side is down.
Someone's getting dinner and a show there.
Yep.
And there's our camera cable just completely clipped.
Severed, if you will. Colonel Panic is not unfunctional, but crab walk into the doors isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's certainly not saving him at this point. Well, that was something. Honestly, I thought that Colonel Panic had that in the first few moments. It really seemed like they were going to take it away and be able to, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but yeah, it looked like if they could keep that momentum going, they could have ran away with that match, but the Dimachaerus drivers are very focused.
Like you were saying earlier, the meta has gotten to a point where it's about combos, it's about chaining hits, it's about regaining stability after each engagement so that you can stay in control of yourself. Because if you can't stay in control of your own robot, it's very hard to stay in control of your opponent.
That's a really good way of putting it. And it's easy to sort of explain what offense looks like in combat robotics, but what does defense look like? And I think a big part of that is maintaining your own stability and control. We talk about control a lot when it comes to judging, but after you've been hit, you need to put yourself in a good position quickly to not get hit again.
It's funny. I was taught a lesson years ago. We'll get back to that in a minute. Instead, we're going to head back to Cage 1. I think we're going to get Kyle and Richard in on this conversation. Kyle, Richard,
5,
can you hear us?
4.
Oh, yeah.
3,
How's it going over there,
2,
guys? We are
1.
into Cage
Fight,
1,
robots, fight.
where we've got Tecate taking on maccabot. Tecate's been eviscerating bots all day today.
Yes, they have. And look at that hit. Oh, my.
Beautiful shot from maccabot, and that's a lot of lipo smoke coming out of Tecate. Smoking. They're trying to decide whether or not they should tap.
Maccabot.
Maccabot going in. That was impressive. You can't put a lot of armor on a bot like Tecate. So maccabot gets some lucky chain of hits there and caused a full-blown meltdown, and the smoke fills the arena.
Wham, bam, check out that bot cam.
Oh,
That was a beautiful shot of the smoke and the reactions now.
it's just pouring out of there.
This is KO show.
That was impressive. Yeah, there you go. Get in there, Flo.
Yes.
Try to cool that sucker down enough for humans to come mess with it anyway. Oh, no. So that does appear to be a battery fire. That means that it's just going to keep burning until there's no more battery left or until this cell itself is extinguished.
Oh boy.
So what they've got to do is cool this off as much as humanly possible. And then they're going to, when it's, safe, pull it out of there, stick it in a big old rolling dumpster with sand in the bottom, and then get this sucker outside and just let it burn. That's the only thing you can really do. There is no way to put these fires out other than to just let all that material burn.
Let it burn, man. But that's...
All right, well, we are going to go check out the action in Cage 5 right now.
Let's see
while
what
they
we've
get
got
this
over there.
cleaned up, but that's insane.
Yeah.
Oh, so Sam is cage side right now. We're going to go see Sam cage side.
Yes, hello. I am right by cage 1 where I can almost see inside. The fog of war has just about dissipated, but it looks like now another cell has ignited inside Takati, and a new plume of smoke has erupted from the bot. Flo is doing her best to put out what she can with what remains of her fire extinguisher, but I don't know if it's sufficient to really put out this battery fire. So we are going to have to wait a moment for these cells to cook off before we can get inside the box with our human selves. And once that happens, we can get our fire extinguishers just overwhelming this smoke, this fire from the battery. Then we can get the robot safely into our sand bucket and out the cage. But this is going to be a while. So back to you, Richard and Kyle.
This is something we designed these cages to handle. We got the full negative air pressure system in there, so you can't even smell the lithium polymer smoke pouring out of this thing right now.
No, but we also have like the best crew out there.
Taking care of it, yeah, keeping everybody safe. It is insane. Like, if you go to a lot of these events, you know the smell of lithium polymer battery smoke. You know exactly what that is, and to see this much of it pouring out of a robot and not smell any of it is kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's a little like surreal.
It looks like the fog rolling off of a cold October morning, and you don't smell a thing. That is crazy.
Yeah, they do a really great job, so you can see it's still pouring out of this robot. They will have this thing cooled off enough that humans can get in there very shortly, but man, that's rough. All right, so while we're waiting for that cage to be ready for more action, let's look at some stories that we have been following throughout the day today.
Yes.
So to start us off, the return of the Brazilian meta.
Yes.
That is right. Team of Warrior is here. They have brought some amazing bots with them. Jubileu is back. Some really amazing competitors from that division. All of them following the very tight and very devastating meta of the Brazilian bot. So excited to see them today. I'm looking at deep runs for all of those competitors.
Yeah, and then we got a 45-pound torque walker who's walking through the competition today. How about that?
We just saw it. It's right there, and it's on fire. So there you go.
Oh, man.
So this was one of our top stories for the day. This is Coleman Christie. He normally drives control bots, but he has been experimenting with the torque walker meta in the 3-pound weight class, and now he has this torque walker in the 30-pound weight class. It completely dismembered a big-wheeled robot earlier today. Go check out that footage. But right now, it is on fire. And I mean like on fire. So yeah, it's, I don't know how much that's going to be salvageable. One thing I do know is it's going to smell terrible. Absolutely awful.
Just hit it with the fire extinguisher.
That's all you can do. You got to cool it off enough that humans can safely touch it and then get it in there. But that's a lot of battery power in that, and that fire is just open. So you can see our crew that stuck their heads in there is wearing their respirator system, keeping themselves as safe as possible. Ricky has jumped out of the booth so he can jump in with his safety crew and try to keep everything as safe as humanly possible. Ricky, by the way, I don't know if you knew this, is also head of safety here at the National Havoc Robot League.
He's a man who wears many hats, but also his shirt game is unmatched.
It's always perfect.
Yes.
It is always perfect.
So Takate, it was a short walk, ended up being, but they were walking just fine through the competition until that moment right there.
Yeah, and who knows that...
Oh, I smell it now.
Yeah, now, well, they had to open the doors to blast it. Yeah, they had to, because it was just burning too much. Too much burning.
Wow.
We are pushing the limits today of these, like with a lot of these bot designs. And this one definitely apparently pushed the limits of how much battery power you can stick in a bot.
But of course, why not? It's November. This is the last chance to qualify. You gotta bring literally the heat.
Yeah, this is really impressive. I know this team had limited testing time with this robot, but also, how would you test this robot? You need a full-size crazy cage just to test that thing. There you see Jim Haney has grabbed it. They're sticking it into the sand dumpster right now to get it rolled away outside so it can continue to burn off the rest of its material. So thank you to our bot crew for taking care of this. Wow.
That's the A-team right there.
Yeah, there you
That's
saw
the
Rob
18.
Massick getting it outside.
Yep.
And you got to stay with your robot. That's a very important thing. If your robot's on fire, you have to stay with it to go outside. All right, so yeah, 45-pound torque walker. That story just told itself.
Yes, it did. Short walk, turns out.
So we have so many college teams here today.
I love it.
It is insane, the amount of college competition that we have. Some perennial favorites, right? We have the MIT team. We have the WPI team. But we also have some of the Gator Robotics teams. We have the Georgia Tech team here. Who else have you seen up at the pits?
How dare you forget Alabama Crimson Tide?
That's right,
Oh,
Alabama
man.
is here.
SEC represent in NHRL. Let's go, Roll Tide.
It is so fascinating to me how the college teams work at NHRL, which teams are really good, which teams are like definitely higher tier in the bracket, right? We have some amazing teams. The Leatherbacks, absolutely incredible.
Yes.
They do some awesome work across the board. But we are going to go to Cage 4
And
right
then we'll be
now
back
with
with
more
more.
big robot action. So here we have
Oh, 12 speed
5,
and Stag
4,
12. All
3,
right.
2, 1.
Fight, robots
Stag 12
fight.
down in the blue corner, and here we go. A little bit of robot tango to start things off. Had a chance to talk with Stag 12. This is their first 12-pounder. It's been the goal. They normally do 3 and even had a stint in 30. Holding its ground pretty well right now at the 12-pound level. But now a little bit of drive issue for both bots. 12 speed kind of circling, spinning around. Stag 12 trying to get in there and get some contact.
Yeah, Stag 12, part of the long line of Stag Beetlebots from Michael Cross.
It is their debut. It's a 3-year journey to 12 pounds.
Michael originally came here with a modified D2 kit. And it was the best modification of a D2 kit I've ever had. D2 kits are not permissible at NHRL just because of our rule set. So to modify them is actually quite difficult. But if you could do it, it is a durable machine.
Yeah, and speaking of that design, he said that it's actually a UHMW encased in TPU, so literally a phone case for your robot.
Aw, that's so smart.
Hey,
Yeah, Michael
nobody-
builds durable robots. He wants them to be able to take a licking and keep on ticking. I've gotten to drive one of the 3-pound Stags, and it is a joy. It's just pure tank drivey,
yeah.
joy action.
Looking
So-
for some more contact here, but there's some pushing and shoving and a lot of spinning going on in there right now. 12 speed though, I don't know if they're in a position where they can get back out of there. Both have their unstick, as you see the X's next to the name, and there goes the X next to 12 speed, and there goes the cage bot. So they get an unstick. We'll see if they get unstuck. There is movement there, so successful by all means. And now a pin by Stag 12. Under a minute left in this fight. It's been an interesting back and forth with these two 12-pounders.
Yeah, 12 speed, by the way, brought to you by Ned Guillaume. Ned Guillaume is the current president of Gator Robotics. Down there in
Knockout.
Florida.
knockout on the KO show.
Beautiful job there. Michael Cross doing good out there with that Stag Beetle.
He was very excited about today and the first fight being against Bigheera. I mean, you can't get much more excited for a
that's too much
debut
fun.
fight.
Yeah, that is too much fun. He wears this shirt all the time that says future legend. You know what, Michael? You're a current legend.
Yeah, you're already there. You have arrived, sir. Fine.
Love it. Absolutely amazing fight between those two 12-pound competitors. We already have 3-pound action, 12-pound action, and 30-pound action coming your way. So, in the 3-pound division,
A lot of dumpster winners, right?
so
How many, Kyle?
dumpster winners.
Dude, I lost count.
I think at this particular event we have 5 different dumpster winners.
Wow.
That are like out there ready to go. Insane amounts of dumpster winners. We have old dumpster winners. We have new dumpster winners. We have the perennial Silent Spring, the most dumpsters winner here. There's only a few bots that have won multiple dumpsters in their time, right? I think 4 of them are here at this event.
I think I heard 27 total dumpsters or something
Like in total of all
crazy,
the teams
yes,
that are
of
here?
all the teams that are here.
So if you were hoping to qualify in the 3-pound bracket today, you picked the wrong one. This was the exact wrong event to come to. It's insane. Also, down in the 30-pound division, we have had some heavy hitters.
We always do.
You just saw that massive fight that was out there before.
Yep.
But we've also had like big-wheeled robots today. We have had absolute murder machines in the 30-pound weight class, and so many bots that when we watched their spin-up, our first thought was, is that safe? No, it wasn't. It's not safe. It's not safe. We actually watched a bot eject its own batteries earlier today.
That was awesome. There was a lot of fire, which is a perfect segue into the next story. Last but certainly not least, Clyde. I got to see this fight. This is how my morning started. He is literally melting the competition, which leads us to hashtag flame on. I mean, we've seen just now some awesome fires, some smoke, some carnage. It's been a beautiful, destructive day.
We used to say that Clyde was the most effective flame bot, not necessarily the hottest flame bot, but with its design, its big, wide dustpan design, it could really pin and hold the competition and burn them for a long period of time. But now, they've really increased that flame module. That flame module has got an air support fan behind it, which has increased the heat and the intensity to insane degrees. The last event, which was the first one they ran it at, they melted themselves just as much as they melted the competition. They have upped the ante in reliability for this one and really made themselves a lot more flame resistant. But oh my goodness, that has been an incredible bot to watch in this competition because it seems like they've got them both dialed in. Obviously, we have to see how it lasts throughout the day.
Yep.
But that flame is absolutely insane. We watched it charcoal brick other bots this morning. And it looked fine. I mean, it caught its forks on fire and whatnot. It caught our Lexan on fire. It caught one of our cameras on fire. But Clyde looked fine. It looked totally ready to go for the next event.
And now, more on Clyde. We're going to actually kick it over to Sam, who's got some information for us. Sam, what do you got, buddy?
You know, you guys were touching on a lot of this stuff, but the tech that they've packed into Clyde is really cool. It's top-notch stuff, from the spring steel front armor with the air gap to the high-temperature UHMW forks with the fire-retardant gel embedded in them, to the 3D printed aluminum fan for their forced air system. It just all comes together into a high-tech but simple, robust, gnarly flamethrower, and I just love it. I just love it. Back to y'all.
Here we go. Looks like we are back at Cage 1, looking for another fight in the big box. Exactly sure what's going on here. KRATOS versus Banguela, I believe. Yeah. This is This is a big deal fight, folks. So KRATOS is one of the heaviest hitters we have in the 30-pound class, but they've had a little bit of a rocky start keeping that weapon reliable. It's nasty, but it really has to be dialed in. Looks like it's dialed in right about now. They're going to be going up against Banguela. That is a tough Brazilian drum spinner. I am eager to see how this matchup is going to go. That front wedge on the front of Banguela is a great counter, at least in theory, to KRATOS. Let's see how it goes.
2,
Last event at NHRL, we saw a lot of carnage and a lot of really big hits from Ares. Let's see if his son Kratos, although not from the MIT lineage, but from the Greek mythology, PlayStation 2 lineage.
A chain has already been ripped off of KRATOS' drive system. Look at them pop in the air. That is incredible work. Leonardo, the driver of Banguela Z.S, doing fantastic job there. That was surgical.
Very surgical once you see a component removed that quickly. Such a crucial component too. Elijah from KRATOS, I assume, knew to tap very quickly once he saw, you know, my chain is off. I'm not going to spin right for the rest of this fight. I don't want to get beat up by Banguela and eaten alive.
There's something to observe there. They noticed something important. I don't know if we can get a camera on that or not. As much as KRATOS has had trouble with spin up and everything else, we haven't seen their drive fail like this, at least not this quickly without some serious abuse. Something strange happened here.
I might call that serious abuse, though.
True, yeah. Even one of those hits is a tremendous amount of energy. Wow. Banguela's going to walk out of that seemingly unharmed. Maybe
seemingly
a few big gouges perhaps in their front plow, but otherwise. KRATOS. Oh, and you are entirely right. I thought for sure that that was a drive belt, but it was not. That was the weapon belt. Dima with the eagle eye in here today.
I am the only person in the Papazian family with 20/20 vision. I am really infatuated with the top armor on KRATOS. It's really, really beautiful and pleasant bot.
Yeah, it's a wonderfully machined piece. You got to wonder what happened. Was that chain just worn out? Was it shock? Did something come misaligned and it just snapped the chain?
I'm sure they're going to be watching the replay very closely. I'm not going to assume what the cause was, but sometimes you get bad angles on hits like that and stuff goes flying.
What was amazing to me was just how vertical KRATOS got on each one of those hits. It didn't go flying across the arena. It didn't get shot sideways. It went straight up in the air each and every time.
That's gotta be just the angle of Banguela's weapon popping them up, so to speak. And KRATOS is so flat that it's harder for them to, I guess, get knocked and flip into the cage or what have you. They get sent purely upward.
I know that robot has had a lot of simulation and experimentation to get the geometry just right on that weapon blade so that it gives an optimum level of stability and everything else. So I'm sure that's a factor, but I gotta wonder too, feeds and speeds. It might be that that's just the spin of that weapon and the reach of that weapon just happens to be right with Banguela's weapon or wedge angle. Who knows? The physics problems get really complex really fast.
Now, Ricky, on these centered spinners with that sort of stabilizer mechanism on top, usually in these 30 pounds you'll see like a big metal rod. Does that have a name?
It probably does. I've heard a few creative names for it, but no. What have you heard?
I've heard a lot of top thingy. I've heard a lot of bumper car like references. Like I call it like the bumper car back or something.
I have heard equally creative things. Swirly Shrymek, which I enjoyed a lot.
Enjoy this one.
Yeah. I think you could. Corkscrew is another thing I hear pretty often. Either way, it's a lot more than just a twisty piece of metal. The angles on that tube, very carefully chosen and laid out to optimize the chances that if it flips upside down, it can right itself again. Right now, though, we're going to head over to cage 4. I90 off-ramp going up against Inertial.
Now, if this I90 off-ramp is anything like the I90 off-ramp I'm familiar with, we're in for a potentially
5,
dangerous
4,
match.
3,
Well, we'll
2,
see.
1.
Fight, robots,
Away
fight.
we go. Nothing. Inertial's very slow to spin up. It is a shuffler.
But it is getting spun up.
It is getting spun up. I90 off-ramp, it seems that weapon is already stuck in the vertical position. That is a bad start. We'll see if this birthday cake can rip the party hat off its opponent. Ooh, drive issues already on the right side of I90 off-ramp.
Looking like it's hard for them to... It's probably going to be hard for them to pick an engage that's favorable. If you can't drive straight, especially if you're crab walking, how are you going to pick your shots against something that's...
Oh, a wheel has been torn off of I90 off-ramp. I don't think that robot's long for this world. But, look, the weapon is back functioning again.
Fight's not over till it's over. I can see a timeline where Inertial gets put in a bad spot with that lifter.
Yeah, it's very possible Inertial as a shell spinner can get really easily stuck in a wall with one bad hit, so they're going to have to be careful, but they're also going to have to move. Inertial's not spinning particularly fast, is barely moving around the arena.
Certainly not showing some aggression in this part of the fight.
You got to remember, underneath that pink and white exterior, there's a set of shuffling leg-like appendages, and they can break pretty easily. In fact, it may have just broken its shell spinner as well with that bump into Fluffy.
You can tell by the X on the name that I90 has not used their unstick. That was Inertial's unstick, and once Inertial got bumped by the house bot, that might have been the end of the weapon. We'll see.
You can see the countdown. Here we are. That is your match. I90 by the
Knockout.
skin of its teeth. Lily Lynn is going to be taking that KO and counting her lucky stars. Man, oh man. I don't think either driver is going to be particularly happy about how that fight went. We're going to go right over to cage 1. We got a 12-pound fight lined up. Carolina Reaper in the bottom right going up against Caldera 12 in the top left. Dima, who is your money on?
I'm not a betting girl. Yeah, what am I saying? I'm totally lying.
Let's be honest.
Plus, Glenn's in the cage. Money's on Glenn right now. I'm a really big Glenn head. Something
I
else-
didn't realize that.
Something I'll say about... I'm not going to discount Brian. I'm a Boxel head, but, I'm partial to Glenn. But Carolina Reaper, I really like this design. I wouldn't call it a... It's hard to call it a big
5,
wheel.
4,
It's a compact
3,
big wheel. Let's see how it
2,
goes.
Mid-wheel,
1.
I might call it.
Fight, robots,
Away
fight.
we go. A good spin up from Carolina Reaper. Carolina Reaper actually a very good archetype to try and fight Caldera 12 if it's driven perfectly. So far, they ain't been perfect.
Not perfect, and I will say Glenn is a very proficient driver.
Wow! A little pirouette there, a good hit, and the weapon down on Caldera 12. That could be a huge turning point in this fight.
Something I will note about Glenn's driving style is he tends to get a little fancy with his figure eights. That is usually a pro for him, but it can be a con. It can give him some bad engages against vertical weapons,
Interesting.
or it might give them a... But I don't think Carolina Reaper is maneuverable enough to pick really good shots.
Unfortunately, the left hand, well, it's hard to say what is left and what is right, but one half of the drive on Carolina Reaper is down at this point, so they're going to have to do these little pirouettes and these little slams down on top of the opponent if they want to get a good bite with that weapon.
They also got to be careful hanging out, playing around the lip like that. This archetype seems a little bit partial to doing the thing. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, they have to be very careful here. I do see a little bit of drive hesitation with Caldera as well.
There's a minute 30 left. I think Glenn has a little time to be careful.
He will need to be, because one good hit from that Carolina Reaper and it's all over for him.
Just like the real Carolina Reaper. It's a threatening pepper. But the driver, Mark Harrison, he's got 1:30 left. It's for Glenn, it's time to survive, and it's time to get a little bit of control going. For Mark Harrison, the driver of Carolina Reaper, it's time to score damage. It's time to use your functionality to your advantage.
Yeah, this is the moment for them to show up or shut up, and right now they're just kind of babbling.
That might be a backwards pin if Glenn can get some control, but no.
Very
Releases.
close. The fact that Glenn can do any of this with a disabled weapon, very impressive. Horizontal spinners are not known for being control robots when their weapon goes down.
But that's a testament to how strong Glenn's driving skill is and how dialed in Caldera is especially. And he drives very similar patterns on Caldera 12 and 3.
Now, something to keep in mind, the whole silver area of Caldera 12 is now expendable from Glenn's perspective. He can take hits on that all day long. It's the sides of that orange area that really are juicy targets for Carolina Reaper, and they're not making one good hit in those areas.
Yeah, for the past full minute and a half, just haven't been maneuverable enough to score strong hits on Caldera. But Caldera gets to run their metal into Carolina Reaper's weapon, just like you said, scot-free.
Here we go. That is the end of the fight, and interesting, Carolina Reaper stopped moving. Oh no, okay, they were just resting.
Just resting, merely playing dead.
A bit of possum in this arena. That's going to be an interesting fight for the judges. I would expect that Glenn and Caldera 12 would take that. You had one drive side down on Carolina Reaper, but a weapon, another drive working. You had a weapon down on Caldera 12, but they clearly took control of the rest of the fight. A lot to think about, but I think it's going to be a fairly decisive decision. We'll find out in just a few minutes.
I would agree, but I also wouldn't be terribly surprised if it was split, because I think control is a little hard. Control is a little hard to score on that one, because there weren't really any pins on either side. So it's a matter of not necessarily controlling your opponent, controlling the fight, it's controlling yourself. And perhaps Carolina Reaper was too damaged to do that. But we're headed over to cage 2.
Yeah, in the meantime, so we've got Zenith and Sea Dragon's Roar here. Is that correct?
No, this looks
No,
like this is
you're
Derivative
right.
versus Termination Shock.
Ah, okay. Another good fight.
Derivative is Seth from Just Cause Robotics, and he is showing off one of his new products that I personally have also beta tested, the
5,
Scarab Drum.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Fight, robots,
There
fight.
we go. Ooh, that is a nasty sounding drum on Derivative.
Whoa, the box rush from Termination Shock, though.
Very powerful arm on Termination Shock. But can they control their opponent? That's what it's all going to be about. Yes, they can. Winding up for the big hit and a huge slice. Look at the gash in the top of Derivative.
There's the suplex.
A suplex and a stuck weapon in the TPU armor at the back of Derivative. Incredible 1-2 punch from Termination Shock. Derivative not giving up so easy. Right back in the match. Here it comes again. Another big hit there. Look at it skewered.
Oh, looks like Derivative is still alive.
Somehow still moving. One drive side struggling and the top looking like my grandmother's pincushion. Incredible. It's incredible. It's still going, Dima.
It is still going. The fight's not over till it's over, but this might...
It's going to be a tough road. Let's be honest. Derivative's going to have a hard time. They're not moving well, and Termination Shock seems like it can deliver a killing blow any moment now. There it is again!
The rocky Derivative moment. Derivative staying alive. There's a 1:30 left, too.
You can tell by the way they use their walk, team. There it goes. Another one, and a fire right into the LiPo battery. The smoke pouring out. Lightly toasted Derivative laying helpless in the arena, smoking in agony, motor twitching, and Termination Shock
Tap out.
walking to an easy victory. Incredible performance from Alex Grove. What a fight.
What a fight. I've said a lot today. It's not over till it's over, and Seth kind of proved that. I'm not gonna stop fighting back until you take all the power out of my robot. My brother Julian was cage side with Seth for that. Seth is now out of the fight, out of the tournament. So no repairs to worry about for that. So this is just a matter of getting that robot in the bucket and salvaging anything you can out of that copy of Derivative. Derivative, a little bit of a double-edged pun there. Derivative on the idea of it's a two-wheel drive beater bar robot, but also Derivative. Seth has a lot of math-themed robot names. We've seen subtraction, we've seen division, and now we see the calculus derivative.
I'm interested to see when he integrates all of this together into one ultimate fighting machine.
Equation, perhaps.
I was going for integral, but I like equation a lot better. Let's go ahead and go to Richard and Kyle, see if they have any math-based puns for us.
Hi, everybody. That was a little bit of smoke coming out of that one.
Just a bit. What is that, 5 now?
I think that's
bots?
five bots that have spontaneously combusted today. So, yeah, not a bad day.
Not a bad day at all.
So we have something really cool to share with you guys.
I agree, yes.
We have essentially sponsored this show with a product of our very own.
Ooh.
So I'd like for you guys to check that out right now.
Havoc Academy.
The pit's here for our latest tournament, and it just so happens that Hope, the designer of Deadly Cute, is here. So we're gonna go ahead and give her a Eric kit and a Deadly Cute kit for her to put together. So come on, let's do it.
God.
All right, hello, Hope.
Hi.
Hi. So thank you so much for designing Deadly Cute. You did a wonderful job on the drawing.
Thanks. I actually had an original. My mom has a picture of it. I don't know where she is right now, but I can show it to you later.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. But you know what? I just wanted to make sure that you could build your own Deadly Cute. So we have an Eric kit here for you. And inside Deadly Cute is all that special Deadly
Eric
Cute parts.
guts.
So you can build an Eric, and then you can build a Deadly Cute, or you can do whatever you want with it.
I heard you were gonna do doll eyes, and I'm like, no, thank you.
And then here's your Eric kit. And you know what? I happened to find this photo of you as well. Do you remember taking that? That was a while ago.
That was my tiny itty bitty robot.
Well, I'm excited to see your next robot.
I'm going to show my dad that, and he's going to scream.
All right, well, this is yours too.
I'm not sure how much I can carry.
You got it all. That was fun. That was heartwarming. It feels good to get robots in the hands of kids. They're our future engineers. And make sure you draw your own dream bot when you're here at NHRL, and it just might get built. And not only Deadly Cute not exist if it wasn't for the Eric kit, but also, you know, Hope there. But if you want to draw your own dream bot, we have a station set up right over there. And if you, or maybe your son or daughter, is interested in getting into fighting robots, there's really no better place to start than the Havoc Academy Crash Course Kit. It's got everything that you need to get up to speed in fighting robots, all the components, all the tools, and all the know-how. Kyle and Richard, we're going to head back to you. Thank you.
That was heartwarming.
That was really sweet.
That was amazing.
That kit comes with literally everything you need right down
Yes,
to the
it does.
soldering iron. Absolutely amazing. We've got 2 robots loaded into K2. We might even have some Jackalope action for you. We're going to go to our friends in the booth. Dima, Ricky, take us through the action.
We would love to. Dina, how you feeling about this fight?
I'm a massive Jackalope fan, and I was actually Gwen's first fight at NHRL with Jackalope versus Turbo Fiend, and I'm going to be impartial on commentary. I'm also a fan of Power On, but I really like Jackalope. I always have. I like the lifter plus vert action. I love the amount of config she has, but let's see if Power On can use the stronger, bigger bar and beat her up a little bit.
Uncharacteristically slow start from Jackalope. Having some trouble with those forks, perhaps.
It looks like she might.
Whoa! What a hit from Power On. The weapon on the front of Power On is so massive. Jackalope has this incredible mixture of lifter and spinner, but it doesn't matter when you're getting roof shotted.
Gwen is totally focused, and you can tell by how she was driving at the start of this. She's really trying to get around and not go weapon to weapon. She's got kind of a smaller motor than most other Beetles because she's got to have weight for the lifter, but power on, all of their weight is in that weapon.
Oh, this is incredible driving we're seeing. Will it be enough? Interesting. Power on starting to look a little worse from where. I'm not sure what's wrong, but it's not moving the way it was a moment ago.
No, it is not. Gwen's putting on a little bit of a masterclass in that defensive driving that I mentioned earlier.
Oh, but a good pin here. An unusual pin, but still a good pin from Power On, using the side of its robot to hold Jackalope into the wall.
Max Renus also putting on sort of a masterclass with the four-wheel drive drum, but I'm a really big fan of the shape and the width and the damage that this drum can do.
Oh, this is an incredible pin, though, from Jackalope. This is exactly what Gwen wants to do. Hold their opponent into the wall, render that weapon useless, at least for that 10 seconds she can do so.
Over halfway through this fight, this one's a doozy. I don't want this to go to JD, but if it does, this will be hard to score.
Look, so the front movement, the forward movement of Power On, very strained, but it's still very capable of retreating quickly.
Max doing a great job, again, working with the gyro, not against it.
Jackalope spending a tremendous amount of time in the air, but seemingly, oh, I almost spoke too soon. Jackalope not moving at all now, just flipping its little flipper.
Is this on stick? I would call for one. You got 40 seconds left.
I don't know. I think those motors just aren't moving, Dima.
Oh, that might have been
right in the backalope. Yeesh. It was a good hit. The fact that that lifter is still moving at all, I think, is miraculous. Everything else on Jackalope has come to a stop.
Jackalope, like Gwen herself, is a tough cookie.
Oh, the weapon moved just a little bit. It did spin. Oh, and it's back! Saved by the bell. Oh, my goodness. As time runs out in this match, Gwen is saved from a KO, but Power On is almost certainly going to take that win. We're going to go over to Richard and Kyle. I think they have some fighting action for us in Cage 1.
We have absolute banger ready for you in Cage 1.
A banger?
An absolute banger. Banger after banger after banger.
After banger after banger, that's right.
Listen, this is going to be a little bit silly, okay? So that right there, this little yellow fella, that is Xupa Cabra.
Xupa Cabra. Okay. Rolls off the tongue.
Absolutely.
2, 1.
This is one of our
Fight,
team
robots,
warrior
fight.
robots. It is absolutely vicious, but they are going up against the man from Maryland, Buzz-Kill.
Buzz-Kill.
Yeah.
It's 4 Z's, and zzz is the sound you hear that weapon in there right now. Listen to it hum.
Yeah, Buzz-Kill is our number 3 seeded bot in this weight class.
Some bot tango going on early, both trying to pick their spot, but now Xupa Cabra under, or over Buzz-Kill. There we go, we got a little bit of spark action, waiting for that big hit. Xupa Cabra with a little bit of drive issue, missing that wheel. And there we go.
This is a type of fight that Xupa Cabra is used to playing with. In Brazil, you really get a lot of these undercutter spinners, and you get a whole lot of tight little vertical spinners like Xupa Cabra. But Liam King is an amazing driver. His figure eights are super tight, really small, and he gets really precise hits with this machine. I don't hear very much sound coming from in there right now. That's a tap out.
That is a tap out.
Seems like Enrique from Team Warrior would rather save the equipment than continue on. So that means Liam King,
And
honey cracked in the leatherbacks,
Buzz-Kill.
gonna be going on. Nice job, Liam. That was awesome. just a driving clinic on that one. Two really amazing drivers.
That was, yeah. Cage 2 is next.
All right, so this is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to go back to the booth to call this action. Ricky, Dima, take it away.
This is gonna be fun. Both of these robots, fierce combination weapon systems. What do you think on this one, Dima?
So, I'm a big fan of Juxtaposition and what Kokoto's trying to do. I'm partially a fan of the sort of cheese blocks, as I call them, or cheese wedges that he's using for top armor against Usagi's hammer saw. But I wonder if Kokoto driving Juxtaposition is even going to be able to get any clean shots with that very small weapon. I think it's going to be hard to win the ground game against Usagi, who has spring tip loaded forks and a really, really safe yet aggressive driving style.
It is all going to be about
5,
robot geometry.
4,
We'll see how it plays
3,
out in a moment.
2,
Some matchups
1.
feel like more physics-based, some feel
robots,
more
fight.
geometry-based for sure.
Right off the bat, we're seeing some good pinning action. The forks on the front of Juxtaposition working very well against Usagi. Usagi, though, able to push around the arena very well, and I have a feeling if they can get around to the side of Juxtaposition, Juxtaposition is not going to fare very well at all. You are totally right, Dima. That weapon on the top of Juxtaposition, barely able to get engagement with some of these pins. It can't even reach its opponent.
Precisely. But on the flip side, I don't know if Usagi's weapon has enough reach to get through those cheese blocks on the top of Juxtaposition for the one kill that a hammer saw usually wants.
This is the moment! That's the moment that Kokoto wants to be able to get under their opponent, but he swung and he missed.
But here's the reversal, and the reversal.
We got a lot of Uno reverse cards going on here. This is a lot.
Oh, we're gaming for real. This is absolutely a matchup of we're looking for as whatever shots we can get.
There it is. That is such a powerful hammer in addition to a powerful spinner on Usagi. Some drive issues starting on the left hand of Juxtaposition.
We're about halfway through this fight. I'm not really sure who's been in more control, but I think Usagi wins on aggression.
I would agree with that. Both of these robots spinning up and waving at each other. Wow, look at that hit.
And I came off.
The weapon on Juxtaposition has been broken. The arm is dangling like a chicken wing, and a great shot. Look at the wires sprouting.
Oh, crowd going nuts for the big hammer saw hits. Everybody loves these.
Springtime in, look at that. Look at those, like you couldn't have it. They're popping up like weeds. And another incredible hit, and more wires.
More wires coming out.
Entrails are being ripped from Juxtaposition's soft underbelly.
That was some beautiful destruction.
Alexandra has this habit. She does not wait for a good hit, but she keeps hitting and hitting and hitting. And when they connect, when that one good hit or two good hits really lands, boy, they are devastating.
It's a little bit of the alternative style to what I mentioned, where a hammer saw or an opposable saw might want to, get a pin and then go for the kill shot.
Amazing. Well, that is another win today for Sleepy Anime Girl Club. What a performance. Of course, Kokoto did a great job himself. I think there are a lot of things to work out on that robot. Kokoto has a lot of interesting experimental designs. This is a relatively new one. I could see a future in this. That geometry was really impressive.
Absolutely. And Kokoto is a similar engineer to me and Julian in that we'll throw crazy ideas at the wall and then see what sticks. And we're ready to abandon ideas that we think didn't work out quickly, or we're ready to focus on what did work super well. And I think Kokoto can do that very easily with Juxtaposition.
Dima, I don't mean to interrupt, but do you like Americanized Mexican food?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, then I have got a treat for you. We're heading back to Cage 1. Taco Tuesday is in the arena. I think, I'm being told Sam is about to talk to Kokoto right after that fight. We're going to have to get back to our delicious Mexican dinner a little bit later. Sam, what do you got for us?
I've got Kikoto Mane and Juxtaposition that's looking a little worse for the wear. Kikoto, did that go as expected?
I tried the best I could. When we were going head-to-head, my forks were able to beat her forks, which is what they were designed to do. Everything was going pretty well at first, but in the end, when we went weapon to weapon, I kind of challenged them there, brought my weapon up, spun up, and then they brought theirs down, and they just won. They ripped out my weapon, got flipped over, and I couldn't self-right. But up to that point, I was going good. I was going pretty well, actually.
All right, well, thank you, and good luck going forward, and back to you, Ricky.
5, 4,
Sam,
3,
I appreciate
2,
it. We're going to go right
1.
into this fight.
Fight, robots, fight.
Away we go. That is a cautious-looking Taco.
Taco Tuesday has swapped to a different shell from before. It's looking a little more corn than flour this time.
Some good hits from Weather Report. Weather Report is a really fierce robot. I think we're going to have some crunchy taco bits.
I think so too. Even though Weather Report is a shuffler, extremely maneuverable, which I think is how you beat Taco Tuesday.
Something has come loose from the top of Taco Tuesday. It looks like a meatball, but that's an entirely different genre of food.
I think they call them regional cuisines, but I like genre better.
Interesting. The movement has slowed down on Weather Report. I don't know if they're just being cautious or if they're struggling.
The feet on the shufflers, they look like they're functioning pretty well. These just look like tiny turns and well-picked shots.
The meatball I referenced earlier is in fact a brushless motor. I believe the one that powers Taco Tuesday's weapon. It's going to make it really hard for them to win. But they are still moving, and moving pretty well at that.
Fight's not over till it's over, and it's really hard for me to want to ever count out Taco Tuesday.
Hit after a hit, it's kind of amazing to me. It's part of the design of Taco Tuesday that it's really resilient to these hits. These engagements, these hits that Weather Report's landing right now would throw other robots across the arena.
And they have through the rest of the day, but Taco Tuesday...
Oh, interesting. Weather Report has ground to a halt, has ground beef to a halt.
I hear somebody in the cage side screaming, yes, yes! This is what I mean. Anything can happen.
The Weather Report's weapon spinning up, trying to dislodge it.
There's the call for the unstick.
The
absolutely.
unstick is coming in. Yeah, absolutely needs that.
Is that going to jostle your feet?
It appears not.
Come on, Weather Report, move your feet a little bit. Get dancing.
Oh, there it
There
goes.
we go,
It's
there we go,
moving
there we go, there we
again.
go.
It was one cheesy gordita crunch away from a count out. It's back in action. Taco, but then freezes again, and Taco Tuesday just looming in the periphery. Look at this behavior. Dima, what could be causing this?
Could be a pairing issue. It looks like it comes up really quickly and then goes back down. I don't know if this is a pin.
The Taco has mounted Weather Report at this point. It's asserting dominance in the middle of our arena.
You know, I said earlier, some matches are geometry decided, some are physics decided, and then some are like I've said many times, are like animal or insects fights. And Taco Tuesday moves a little differently and fights a little differently than a lot of other bots.
This is wild. I'm hearing cage side chatter, but I don't know what's going on.
Match is resuming.
Oh, I see. It was a pause. And away we go again. Weather Report is moving, but Taco Tuesday, it's like the terribly slow serial killer with a horribly inefficient weapon.
Little taco that could. Yeah, it's like Mike Myers with a butter knife.
Mm-hmm. And here we go in the countdown again, just before the end of the match. Taco Tuesday's going to take this by knockout.
Wow.
What a weird turn of fate.
That match is going to be on record forever. As Taco Tuesday just KO'd Weather Report.
Seriously, you say that, and I'm like, no, that didn't happen. I just watched that happen, though.
Anything can happen in the cage.
Anything can happen in the House of Havoc. What a wild fight. And it's not like Weather Report is a slouch of a robot. We don't see it go down mid-fight like that for no apparent reason. We're going to jump around. Richard, I think, is ready for us cage side. What do you got for us, Richard?
Oh, my reaction to that fight, that was like that scene in Avengers Endgame where he's holding the taco and the Quinjet lands and it blows everything out of the taco. All that's left is the shell. That was literally that fight behind me right now. Taco Tuesday comes out on top. Crazy turn of events. So now we're going to kick it over to Cage 2 for some more robot action.
3, 2, 1.
Fight, robots, fight.
Man, we are keeping it going with the food-themed fights tonight. Pastrami going up against Sir Slicey. It's a deli in Cage 2.
Let's see what thickness we're going to get the pastrami slice to.
Hey, I could go for a kosher sandwich about now.
It's about that time. Similar color schemes, similar side armors, but different vertical configurations for sure.
Interesting. Pastrami seems to have mobility, but Sir Slicey is just killing it with these engagements. Every single time that weapon connects, Pastrami goes flying.
It looks like by the geometry, Pastrami might win the ground game, but I think Sir Slicey's reach is just so big.
You may have a point. Look, that robot is flying time after time.
The family behind Sir Slicey, they also have a robot called Sir Spinny, and my goodness, there's a lot of power in these weapons.
Yeah, for something so small is really impressive work. Pastrami spending a lot of time upside down, and now the side armor is being ripped off. Alexander King, the driver of Pastrami, has got to be just sweating bullets right now. One good hit on that left-hand side, was that it? That wasn't it
Still
quite
alive,
yet.
but
Oh, and
not.
now it's moved. It's not moving at all.
Yeah, Sir Slicey taking a little victory spin.
Robot fans, that will probably be the end of the match. Pastrami calling for the unstick, but it is dead in the water.
There are absolutely situations where I've done the same thing where it's like, I got nothing to do. Maybe the unstick might jiggle something loose. It might knock my motor. My motors are down, my drive side's down. Maybe the unstick
Tap
might help.
out.
But right there, the unstick didn't help, and we see a tap out from Pastrami and Alexander King.
Well, Evan is going to be bringing home a victory there, and I think Sir Slicey relatively undamaged.
Pretty sure. I assume some notches on the weapon, maybe a little bit of digs in the metal, but looked pretty undamaged. I didn't even see much damage to the side guard armor. And you know, with the TPU pieces like that, we get ready for these events and we print multiple, but
Well, we wanted to take a second while we got a moment between fights, reintroduce ourselves here in the play-by-play booth. My name is Ricky Willems. Today I've got the pleasure of being in here with Dima Papazian. We're going to be bringing you all of the action. How are you liking this so far?
this has been one of my favorite events I've ever attended.
Beautiful.
There's a lot of reasons for that, but I've talked about it a little bit before. I love the bots that came today. I love what the meta looks like today. I love big wheels. I love hammer saws. I love the lifters. I love every single bot I've seen today.
That's a lot of reasons. I'm going to give you a much simpler explanation. We've had a lot of fire today, so I'm very happy. Things have caught fire. Things have caught other things on fire. There's been smoke everywhere.
I've never seen so many battery fires.
It's
at an
incredible.
event. I drove a mini bot for Mako, and I've never seen this many battery fires in one day.
It's a good day here at NHRL. Thank you for joining us here today. We're going to take a look at the pits, see how our competitors are doing right about now. Busy as bees, which a perfect shot to show that off. Zooming in on Team Honeycracked here. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is the Brazilian team, the Warrior team, coming all the way from south of the equator.
Those yellow jerseys, you got to look for the Brazil flags on the side. But
Well, it's like those bees that aren't actually bees, but they scare off their opponents by looking similar.
these crazy deep cuts you guys are hitting me with as an insect fan.
Yeah, we're here for you, Dima.
As a hobby entomologist, NHRL is a fantastic sport, and we have a gentleman in his Halloween costume, perhaps, waving and playing to the camera.
I think he's going for some sort of naval costume, but all I can see is Milkman.
Yeah, I thought it was Milkman.
All right. Oh, very happy to be here. Everyone is working really hard today. A lot of competitors bringing their absolute best. we have so many competitors today that have not made it to an NHRL event throughout this entire year. We've been saying this is kind of a last chance saloon.
Yeah, this for those that want to qualify for World Finals in December, this is the last event to do it, and the competition is behaving appropriately. Everybody is here to, you know, work really, really hard in the pits.
Well, let's go see some of that work in action. Cage 2 is getting loaded up again. Oh boy, this is fun. Project Liftoff 3, one of our premier melty brains, I'd say in the world at this point, going up against Temporal Terror.
Not only is Project Liftoff so threatening, they keep iterating on it and making improvements to it. It's now modular, and they have different weapon configurations they can go for. And I don't know if anybody heard that last NHRL short, but it has a very iconic sound.
It does. It really has a terrifying noise it makes, and it's so cool. For those of you that might not know at home, as a melty brain, Project Liftoff, the entire
5,
robot
4,
spins and has so
3,
much force behind every
2,
hit.
1.
Fight, robots, fight.
There's that noise, that swirling tornado of terror in Project Liftoff.
NHRL is great to spectate, and we gotta enjoy every element, not just the visual carnage, but I get a lot of joy from the sounds of these fights.
Yeah, I don't know if we have any, I wouldn't say viewers, any fans at home just listening in, but it is incredible the noise this makes. It's got to be a joy for the senses. Temporal Terror doing an excellent job controlling the match, but when one of those hits connects, Temporal Terror just gets thrown across the arena.
Whoa.
Wow!
There's some really good opportunities for Adam Smith there on Temporal Terror.
Yeah, I am surprised Temporal Terror is holding back so much. I know it's polite, but you got to take those moments when they're given to you. Now they're doing it. Temporal Terror waiting for the unstick to be complete. I'm sure they'll strike the moment that Project Liftoff is free, and they do.
Project Liftoff stuck behind Brett for just a moment, but looks like Temporal Terror is having...
Temporal Terror appeared to be stuck up against the wall for a moment, having some troubles of its own.
I think Temporal Terror's wedge is putting in work, but I think the weapon is putting in even more work. It's looking like we are seeing not damage, but plenty of control.
Project Liftoff also seems to be slowing down a little bit, losing a bit of its control over itself.
Maybe that damage actually is starting to add up. Maybe I spoke too soon. Bouncing around the arena like a hockey puck. A beautiful hockey puck with the colors and the lights of perhaps the Mexico or Italy flag.
Dancing with all the colors of the wind. You've got Temporal Terror playing this really, really cautiously, and you can see they've learned. They're doing these...
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness, Temporal Terror stuck dead in the water for a moment. The damage is starting to add up, Dima.
Damage is starting to add up on both sides.
Oh, Temporal Terror upside down.
See
a sitting duck for Project Liftoff.
Unstick.
They
Let's see
haven't
it.
caused for the unstick yet. No, they still haven't called for an unstick.
Don't get knocked out when you still got your unstick.
Do they know?
There you go.
The unstick has been called, but that was a big hit on the top of Temporal Terror.
This is not what you want to show the judges in the last minute of the fight.
This will be going to a judge's decision. But this is going Project Liftoff's way as the time runs down. It hockey pucks just a little more. Temporal Terror left upside down, helpless, motionless.
Whoa. You see Team Liftoff just, super focused. The Casmer's very locked in.
Yeah, this is showing off the Casmer build quality that we have come to expect. That robot really just bulletproof. Sure, it may have slowed down a little bit. It may have gotten a little punch drunk, let's call it, but it never stopped spinning. It never stopped being able to control the match, control itself.
I love those shell spinners and multi-brains where it doesn't really matter how much or how hard you hit them, they just keep coming back. They keep spinning back up. We saw in other bots in previous events with like the Greatest Challenge, who I lost to, it felt similar. It felt like no matter how much I hit them or how much I bounced them around, even if you slow down, they just keep coming back. And I think it's a testament to the engineering prowess of those willing to attempt these Melty Brains and Shell Spinners. They do such a good job of making these really threatening yet really survivable robots.
Absolutely. Let's go over to Richard. I think he's cage side with a little bit for us. Richard, what's going on?
Yes, next up we have Grandeur and Blackjack. Drew Davis looking to qualify for number 6 championship. He didn't think he'd make it to this event, but luckily for him, he was on the waiting list, and now he's here. Here's his chance. I can't wait for this one, so let's go ahead and get ready for the action.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. I love a good big wheel fight.
Love a good big wheel. I am partial to the Bot Barons and their theming. Even though they're on Team Pandemonium, it's like they're a little couple team of their own, Jillian and Lyndon. You see they have, if it pans over after the cage, you see they have their royal capes on. They have a lot of robots that all have these sort of royalty theme. They have Vanguard and Prince and Emperor and Overlord. The Fool, Harlequin, and now Grandeur, their big wheel.
Yeah, and Grandeur looks like a mean robot. However, we do see some teething issues with a lot of the Doolittle designs. So we're gonna have to see how this works out.
Teething issues, you say?
Teething issues. Now and then, yeah, we see things that you know, there's a lot going for a robot, but some in particular, maybe the mobility doesn't work out the way they expect. Maybe the weapon spin up is unreliable. Usually, there's just this one thing that's holding these robots back. And we don't know yet with Grandeur what it's going to be today or if it's even going to exist. But we do know they're fighting Drew Davis, and we know that Drew Davis is one of the most reliable, locked-in drivers and builders here at NHRL, and he's not going to give Jillian any margin for error in this fight.
There's not a lot of margin for error in Blackjack's design itself. It's really, really, you know, dialed-in robot, so to speak.
Yep, it is Drew's take on the top meta here, I would say. The 4-wheel drive vertical spinner, compact, just bulletproof,
5,
excellent
4,
armor and wedge at
3,
the front.
2,
See how it goes.
1.
This might be
Fight,
the meta
robots,
versus the new
fight.
meta of big wheels.
Of course, this is what these big wheels are designed to fight, but robot's got to do what it's designed to do, and that remains to be seen.
That weapon on Grandeur is loud and big and scary.
It is, and I think it's, ooh. Remember, oh, that's a good hit there. Blackjack struggling to shake off that impact.
Looks like the wedge might be able to give that weapon some trouble. I'm not totally sure.
Yeah, the geometries here is such that that weapon is landing blows on the front of Blackjack and not, oh, except when that happens. That was a good hit on the back.
Now, what does Drew Davis want to do? He wants to hit the wheels, right? He doesn't want to hit the weapon.
Well, he's got two options here, but right now, all he wants to do is move Dima because he is stopped dead in the middle of our arena. No movement, no weapon spinning. He's calling for an unstick. Grandeur's going to get a couple of free hits there in the process.
Jillian looking for some hits while she can.
That is it. Blackjack completely motionless.
Crowd goes quiet, a KO countdown any moment.
The KO countdown has begun, or rather, oh, they're back! They started to move again.
There we go.
Still, that weapon is down, and the drive side on the right is really struggling. To answer your question earlier, Dima, Drew can only do three things here. He can attack one wheel, he can attack the other wheel, or he can drive his fist right into the fist of Grandeur. Oh, but the smoke is starting to pull out of Blackjack.
Wonder if that's from trying to see if the weapon can still spin up. Grandeur.
Could be a little flash of fire. Blackjack is smoking. It's flaming.
That's more than a flash, Ricky.
Sparks are flying. Armor's being torn off the top of Blackjack. Blackjack slowing to a crawl. Flames still licking up from inside. Grandeur doing a bit of a victory dance, trying to land a last few blows. Coming down to the last 30 seconds of the fight. Does Blackjack have any hope at all?
Whoa.
Pieces being shed from Blackjack. The side rails askew. The armor missing and mangled.
Missing armor, on fire, weapon down, stuck on the lip.
This is a bingo board of check marks of what you don't want to have happen to your robot as we head into a judge's decision.
Lyndon grabbing pictures before the fight's even over.
Jillian has to be pleased with that performance. I don't think I've seen an easier judge's decision in a long time. Of course, we'll have to wait for the official word, but you can see she is happy.
These two prolific engineers with so many robots, they're really trying to qualify as many as they can for World Finals. And it looks like Grandeur might have a clear path there.
We're going to head over to Cage 4. We've got even more big bot action, a 30-pound fight for you. Stampede going up against Barbie. I have heard so much from Brian Boxall in the last, 2 months in terms of his excitement for Barbie and what it can do.
Okay, my turn. Girl time, because it's Barbie, first off. And
I seed. Yeah, go.
We talk a lot about, we iterate on weapons and wheels, and we iterate on drive, and we iterate on these robots, yada, yada, every single event. But I am seeing some beautiful aesthetic iteration from Brian Boxall on Barbie.
My word,
those wheels are so pretty.
The wheels are incredible.
They look like little Polly Pocket pieces. I'm so excited.
Incredible.
You got the Barbie icon, the decals on the top plate.
I can't tell. This is a wonderful world where I can't tell if there's metal damage from high-speed impacts or if he's applied a paisley coloring to the edge of his weapon bar. It could go either way.
Could go either way.
Let's hold on a minute. I'm sorry to interrupt our Barbie fangirling here, but the drive on Stampede is having some sort of major issue. It's jammed up. I think a drive chain has become jammed. They're trying to free it, loosen it, replace it. I can't tell.
They might only have a couple minutes to be allowed to do any sort of repairs on these robots. So you can see they have your body language, they're a little frantic trying to see what they can do to get the drive side fully functional.
Oh, it seems like they are successful.
We're loading back in.
Now, you only have 1 minute cage side before you incur a penalty point, and you only have 3 minutes total. I'd say they got that in less than a minute.
Yeah, totally.
So they avoided any penalties. They're still having drive issues on the right-hand side, but...
You got to send in whatever you got.
Hey, if it can move, that's something.
Yeah, it's better than getting KO'd by gremlins before the fight even starts. You got 1 drive side, it's better than 0 drive side.
That said, when you're going up against someone as fierce as Barbie,
Barbie can literally do anything. I don't know if you saw the movie, but part of the idea is that Barbie can be anything and do anything.
that's literally canon, yeah.
Yeah, not only is it literally canon, there's about a million toys that prove that. But we see Brian Boxall's Vert in Eruption. Very different theming from Barbie, but I want to see some of the Brian Boxall Box Rush turbo forward aggression carnage.
When I was standing next to Brian and someone walked up to him and said, when are we going to see eruption physics in a 30-pound robot? And he said, just watch Barbie.
Just watch.
Which I thought he was referring to the movie again. But no, he meant his robot.
5,
the physics in that movie
4,
are nuts.
3, 2, 1.
Fight.
Away we
Robots
go.
fight.
Credit to Stampede, a different aesthetic. That weapon is beautiful. That drum's beautifully machined and much bigger than Barbie's.
That is a lot of force, a lot of energy. The weapon has gone down on Stampede. A tap out almost immediately.
Immediate tap out as soon as that weapon went down. That first hit was all it took.
What a cakewalk for Brian Boxall. I don't know if he planned on it going that well, but that looks like an easy recharge. Take some time off and show up in the cage whenever they ask you to come back.
And grab a snack, check and see if the screws are all solid, if anything vibrated, but otherwise, you charge your battery and Barbie looks good to go for another round. It's crazy, just like
I think we're gonna go into a replay here. Dima, what do you think?
Let's see that hit. Let's see the smaller weapon take down that Goliath drum on Stampede.
It was that first hit. It really was. Look, it's already slowing down, slowing to a crawl. That second hit, the weapon might have been spinning on Stampede, but it was already dead in the water. It had no power behind it on Stampede and all the power in the world on Barbie. And such a quick, distinctive, almost rub it in your face spin down from Barbie. It's like, no, I'm done. That's all I needed.
Well, when the cage lights go red, fight's over. Don't need to even take a victory lap, do the quick little spin that everybody likes to do. We're gonna load out Barbie. Brian, take a victory lap up in the pits. You've earned it. It would have been nice to see.
It would have been nice to see a lot of things in that fight, but I don't mind seeing Barbie just obliterate. I think we're going to go to cage 2 a minute, and Kyle is going to walk us through this fight.
Okay, so we have Sir Slicey down in the bottom right-hand corner and Caldera up there at the top left in the pink corner. Sir Slicey having a banner day today, really doing exceptionally well to make it this far in the event. They've got quite the obstacle in Mr. Boxall and
3,
Caldera.
2,
Glenn is just so
1.
consistent.
Fight, robots, fight.
So you can see Glenn's strategy. He does this figure-8 driving style where he tries to get good angles on his opponent. Slicey not having any of it, just taking him to the wall, putting him right up against the glass and leaving him there. You can see he's just waiting for the next volley of hits. Oh man, he just toastered him back into that corner. No unstick called for yet. All right, there we go. He just called for the unstick now. And Brett doing their best. Everybody gets one unstick per fight. Calling for that unstick within the first minute of the fight does not bode well. It seems like Slicey has got a strategy that is functioning. Ooh, nice hit there. Yeah, you could tell that some fight footage was watched before this one. Slicey really coming in at the right angle to take this engagement almost every single time against Glenn and Caldera. Evan Bimji really putting on a driving clinic on how to go up against a powerful horizontal spinner. But you can see the cracks are starting to show in his armor. It's flailing there on the left side of the bot. Nice hit there, winning these engagements. Beautiful hit there. Glenn trying to recover, but Aaron just staying on top of him with Sir Slicey. Look at that, just jockeying those shots one right after the other. He's able to recenter and go right back in it. And that weapon is down on Caldera. There is no movement coming out of that at all. Ooh, nasty shot there. End over end flips. And is that it? Is there, oh, nope, we do have some movement, but the tap out has been called for. Glenn says, no thank you, we are all done. Beautiful back and forth there, but that was just such a great driving match for Aaron Bimji and Sir Slicey. So now he's gonna go up against the winner of Loopy versus Zenith. That is going to be an excellent fight we have coming your way later on today. Stay with us. But yeah, Glenn had a real rough one with there. Aaron had his number. Sir Slicey putting on driving clinics all day, showing how to juggle the opponents. You'd see both these competitors really pleased about their performance. Glenn is just there for a good fight. As long as it was a good fight, he is happy with it. Of course he wants to win, but he's just really excited to put on a good show. All right, looks like Sam is standing by right there with Glenn. Let's go to you, Sam.
Thank you, Kyle. I am with Glenn Boxall, and that's going to do it for Caldera, the 3-pound version. You fought a lot of verts in your days. What is different about Sir Slicey?
Yeah, he's got a different weapon on his that gets you on the angles a little, angled on the bit, and he's got a very high tip speed. And as you can see, if he got me on blade, I went flying around. He took advantage of that throughout the whole fight. You know, and then I got stuck over there on the house spot. If the house spot wasn't there, I would have just tipped over, but...
Yeah, the house spot. All right, Glenn. Thank you so much. Good luck with the 12.
Thank you.
Back to you, Kyle.
Thank you so much, Sam. That was an excellent fight. I really enjoyed seeing that. I got to tell you, Sir Slicey looking really devastating, and Glenn's right. That tip speed was the key to that victory right there. Really impressive. All right, so Sir Slicey, Aaron Bimji, somebody to watch in that 3-pound weight class. But right now, let's go back to our Havoc 101. If you've never joined us before, here's what's going on today. We've got 3 weight classes, 3-pound, 12-pound, and 30-pound. You get 3 minutes per fight, and the goal is to destroy your opponent's robot. The fight can end by tap out, knockout, or a judge's decision. Each bot can use 1 unstick per fight. That's right, everybody gets 1. And the top 4 bots in the tournament qualify for the World Championships and the Golden Bread at the end of the season. That's just next month. We're here. This is the go-home show before the World Championships, and we are so happy to be sharing this robot carnage with you today. Check out the fans bringing the signage today. I like the black on neon with that. That looks great. We have sign-making stations here. We have areas for your kids to build and play and figure out robotics and figure out geometry and construction. It's a really cool spot. If you are in the area, drop on by. We've got food trucks, we've got coffee bars, we've got an actual bar, and of course, we've got action up in the pits. This is the point in the day where most of the tournament is really just taking place up here, getting your bot ready for the next fight, fixing whatever damage you took from the fight before. It has been a lot. But it is a game of attrition. It's a game of ingenuity, trying to fix things with maybe not enough parts or not the right parts. All right, so we are going to go now to Cage 2 for some 3-pound robot fighting action. And to call this fight for us, we're going to go to the play-by-play booth. Dima, Ricky, what do you got going on?
I am really, really excited to see Jameson go with Silent Spring. I'm really, really love this extremely beautifully engineered robot. And we're up against Ironhide, another sort of top meta 4-wheel drive vert with a very tough looking wedge to deal with Silent Spring's weapon.
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting. The wedge on the front of Ironhide, it's low, but it is not a ground scraping wedge. And Silent Spring, as an undercutter, may or may not be able to hit the wedge just right to get under that. Now, there's slopes on the side, and that gives it a little bit of advantage here, but if Silent Spring can get under, it's going to be like that wedge isn't there at all.
Absolutely. Plus, for those that can't tell, Silent Spring also is a shuffler, so has a little bit of a weight bonus, and has those little green things that you see. Those are its feet with nice little spiky cleats to dig into the ground.
1.
Fight, robots,
Away we
fight.
go. Oh, that is a mean spin up on Ironhide. Can it connect?
Watch Silent Spring move.
Ooh, that is a good hit from Silent Spring, but you did see that first hit from Silent Spring just bounced off the front of Ironhide. So that wedge is effective if they can keep it planted.
Jameson Go multi-dumpster winner. Really, really well seeded this bracket. But let's see if Ironhide can pull out something to knock him out early.
Ooh, Silent Spring is upside down. Ironhide needs to take full advantage of this.
Looks like they are.
Yeah, this is exactly what Ironhide needs to do. Keep those engagements gentle. Just poke at Silent Spring, upset it, get it upside down, win these engagements. This is beautiful driving. Ironhide just being used perfectly in these engagements.
Every single time Ironhide uses its vertical spinning weapon to hit Silent Spring's weapon is going to spin down a little bit, and that creates opportunity. You see it needs a little bit of time to spin back up.
The weapon has spun down for a moment. We've seen this before with some of Jameson's designs. The weapon, we don't know what happens exactly, but something gets overloaded and it just pauses.
But Ironhide was spun down for a moment, but now you hear it come back up. We're back online, dealing as much damage to Silent Spring as we can.
Really, really impressive here from Ironhide. However, Silent Spring still looking flawless, functioning perfectly. You see that exchange there with Ironhide getting turned on its side a little bit. They can't afford those kind of losses of engagement. Wow, that was a good hit. Ironhide goes flying.
Silent Spring looked stuck for a moment, but no, when it's inverted, those shufflers are just as strong upside down as they are right side up.
And the weapon is stopped on Ironhide, yet to be seen if it's broken or if they've just slowed it down because it is upside down.
I would love to see it come online. Can't be too biased.
Oh, it's back upside down, or back right side up, but I see a belt is now missing from Ironhide. My guess is that it is a 3-wheel drive robot now instead of 4.
It looks plenty maneuverable. Let's see if it makes any difference in the last 40 seconds of this fight. Got to be unbiased on commentary, but man, I love an underdog.
For better or for worse, anyone fighting Jameson Go here today is an underdog.
Say that again, Ricky.
Oh, look at the front wedge on Ironhide. It is taking a beating. It's starting to become bent in the middle. Its support brackets are bent. One of them is disconnected. It will not take a lot more hits like that. As we come down to the end of the fight, this will be going to the judges. Both robots do seem to be fully functional, and I would give Ironhide extreme points for the first, I don't know, 2 3/4 minutes of that fight, but
I just big sigh of like.
That's going to be a tough judge's call. We'll get back to that in just a minute. In the meantime, we have BeeForce going up against HSS.
5, 4,
HSS's
3,
weapon
2,
looks nearly as wide as each half of BeeForce.
Fight.
Wonder if that might count against them for trying to get some bite on any weak points.
HSS just looks like a tidal wave of momentum against the smaller halves, the BeeForce halves, until it gets hit in the back like it has now. Its weapon slowing to a crawl and then a stop. It's inverted. It doesn't look like it's going to be able to right itself. We're going to be reliant on the house robot. They're calling for an unstick now.
It's like Derek Tran, the driver of HSS, trying to use that unstick to see if something can get jostled.
See, it's a little bit high-centered. Those wheels on HSS are not able to touch the ground very well at all when they are inverted. BeeForce coming in, maybe giving them a little bit of a hand. The armor package on the left-hand side of HSS just starting to be removed.
You see and hear that drum just chugging along, trying to get any motion that you can to try to stay in this fight.
That is torturous on those electronics. Those motors, those controllers are not meant to operate like that.
It's torture to watch. It's watching a struggling robot like a struggling animal trying to.
A baby bird that's been thrown out of the nest just a bit too early.
Ricky, stop! No. My poor little heart.
Being descended upon by insects.
Tap out.
Ugh. That was
An early demise for HSS. That high-speed steel is going to go right back in the parts drawer. They will be going home, and Team Honeycracked will be walking home with another win. Cody Graham, Stag, Zoe, all of them just, at this point, I think they just expect this. They look pleased, but they don't look overly surprised with their performance.
I see some smiles. It's hard to know how much is I'm not surprised about this versus how much is I'm focused from the moment I get into the cage to the moment I get out. Because I know from my perspective as a builder and driver, I'm locked in until my weapon lock is into, and I'm really focused, and not just a matter of safety and sportsmanship first. It's just a matter of nothing's over till it's over, the fight included, and I'm until my robot is on the pit table and sat there waiting to be repaired, I'm still focused.
You know,
I might cheer just for a moment, but
we don't talk about this very often, but human brains aren't meant to drive fighting robots. We're asking them to do something very strange.
Maybe yours isn't, Ricky. Mine is.
You've formed it. You've molded it into being a robot fighting machine. And if you want to form your brain into being a robot fighting machine, have we got the product for you? Sam's going to talk to us all about it.
Yeah, you can mold your brain into a robot machine, and you can mold your Havoc Academy Crash Course Eric into just about anything you want. So you've seen us turn it into a shark, but that's just the beginning, because just last week here in the building for 24 hours we had a hackathon that was based on our Eric, and we had teams coming from all over, 10 teams of 6, and they had to modify their Erics to perform a series of tasks in the cage that weren't fighting. And so we had a bunch of unique approaches to these design challenges, and people really took their Erics in all sorts of directions, from ones that used a tape measure to pierce a balloon in the air, to robots that used a high-heat nichrome wire to cut a string. We've had rakes, we had cat ears with cat tails. It was really just a wide variety of robots that were created in 24 hours, including a power outage that lasted from 3 a.m. to 10 a.m., but it all culminated in the cage with some performances. There was an NHRL team there, and if you want to know the results, see the results, you're just going to have to wait for that Sauce-a-thon video to come out. We also did some behind the scenes, but it was so cool to see the Eric in the hands of all these different builders. But right now we're going to head over to Cage 2, and we're going to have Ricky pick it up in the booth.
I am here for it. Oh, it looks like, yes, we do. We have the Wall Part 2 going up against Blindside. I love the styling of the Wall Part 2, and of course, as a Pink Floyd fan, it tugs a couple of heartstrings for me as well. Oh, wow. This fight has really just jumped right in. The Wall, oh, so quick with its overhead spinning attacks. But Blindside, very resilient. Blindside hit after hit, but then it's moments like this where, oh, the Wall cannot capitalize. Blindside's driver, Robert Walsh, must be so dialed in right now. Blindside getting thrown every which way, and yet still keeping with it, still keeping calm, cool, and collected. It's really what separates someone, and they know how to keep that steady pace in their eyes and in their fighting game.
These well-armored four-wheel drive verts with the sort of jumpy design are especially hard to pin with a hammer saw like the Wall. Excuse me, the Wall Part 2. The Squeak Wall.
The Wall Part 1 is so yesterday.
Don't let Ben hear you say that. This isn't even Ben's only hammer saw. Although I'm not sure how long it's been since we've seen Crumple Stiltskin.
Look at Blindside. This is such an interesting way to get stuck. The front forks jammed into the ground. The house bot, they have called for an unstick.
There we go. Whoa! It's kind of pinned and holding it up against Brett.
Incredible move.
I don't know. We say that hammer saws can suplex. Maybe that's like a fireman's carry a little bit.
All I know is it was super cool, and both of these robots not giving up an ounce of functionality.
A minute left. Ben is still really looking for that kill shot. Might be lining it up, right? No, right?
The control that we're seeing from the Wall Pt2 is inconsistent, but when it lines up, it's fantastic. Oh, look at that! Stuck on its side for a brief moment.
We keep seeing moments like, is this the pin? No. Is this the pin? No. Is this it though?
This is not a pin, but it doesn't need to be. If I was the Wall Pt2, I would be lining up a kill shot, but maybe they're going to let this go to a knockout. It sounds like, oh, I hear it now. They are letting this go to a knockout.
Got a little drifty victory lap from the Wall Pt2.
Knockout.
Just before the end of the fight.
I thought for a moment, maybe that saw can't spin, and maybe it can't, but the arm was functional, and at a certain point, you got to just be like, well, you're already getting killed. You're already getting KO'd, counted out. I don't blame anybody for doing that instead of going for the kill shot.
Look at the pieces, the chunks missing from the top of the Wall Pt2. Look how deep that is into the robot, right? That robot must have either been upside down or on its side for the weapon on its opponent to be able to get that deep. That's really wild. You don't see that with a front vertical spinner damaging the top of another robot like that, especially one that has a hammer saw arm on top.
No, we don't see that very often, but Robert, driving Blindside, was doing a very good job of sort of riding the top of the wall when it came time to, because when you lose the ground game against the hammer saw like that with those super long forks, you are kind of on top of them. And if you can keep pushing forward, or you can turn just the right way, you might be able to ride on top of them and run your weapon right into those juicy elements that are hanging back, those more vulnerable parts.
Yeah, it's a really interesting give and take for a robot like the Wall. Do you want your opponent to spend more time on top of you or not? You have to be very careful as you're pinning, as you're grabbing, as you're pushing people around, not to push your opponent into an area where maybe you're not as well armored.
The Wall's name is sort of indicative of that archetype itself, where the hammer saw is trying to be a wall in the front. The forks, and for the Wall especially, the front armor is supposed to be the sort of impenetrable barrier. Just run into it as many times as you want. You won't kill me just by hitting the forks. But if you can get around it, you can get on top of it somehow, or you get to the side of it, oh, heaven forbid the back of it. That's how you beat the hammer saw.
Yep, so often they put so many of their eggs in the front approach basket that that backside can really be vulnerable for a good hit. You can see our staff doing a great job cleaning up that cage. There's a lot of debris, a lot of detritus going on there, and a nice shot of our fans.
Now, I won't take all the credit for more biological natural elements being referred to in NHRL, but it is funny to see the debris from a fight being referred to as detritus, because that is what it feels like sometimes. Just like little pieces of robots that are sometimes evocative of, like,
what we need is we need robotic plankton to carry out the natural cycle of cleaning these cages, at least in between events.
Maybe that's what the future of nanobot tech can hold. But right now,
we're going to jump over here. We're going to go to Richard and Kyle, cage side.
Hey guys, so one of the new designs the last two events has been our location, and what's behind us? Fans, including Noah here. Noah, who's your favorite robot?
Carolina, wait, no, yeah, Caldera 12. It's kind of hard to remember the Caldera part.
But there's so many awesome bots.
Yeah. I also like that like the Silent Spring. That one was cool too.
Silent Spring is
Solid
a really
choices,
cool buy.
yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us today. I love your
Yes.
sign.
All the robots. This one is the original robot because that's basically what wrong side. This one over here, that's called the original robot because that's what basically the actual robots look like. This here is Fire,
Uh-huh.
Brownie, I forget what this beige one's called. And then there's also that white one. Let me just take a look at the name.
Well, the sign looks great.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. You know what? We're going to go to Cage 2 for more robot fighting action. Thank you, Noah. You did great.
I was going to have him go to cage 2.
Nice. Don't hurt your knuckles.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And
Fight,
here we
robots,
go.
fight.
Boy, that is a lot of yellow plastic armor on the top of Mako.
I get to give you the inside scoop on my brother.
Scoop me.
We call those cheese blocks. We call those cheese blocks armor, and they stop the opponent hammer saw from being able to have enough reach to target an internal.
Interesting. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, listen to that weapon spin up. What I love so much on Mako is there's so much gyroscopic force on that weapon that when it spins up and starts to turn, the whole hammer saw arm twists like it's a piece of string cheese, honestly.
Yeah, we kind of, I say we, but now it's just Julian and Jaron driving the other half of Mako, which is named Friendo. You can't tell because the print is covered by cheese blocks. But the arm is intentionally left a little bit.
One after another, those strikes just powerful. Driving into the front forks on Termination Shock.
Wonder if he's really trying to cut through those
And
forks.
Termination Shock is motionless and getting sliced. What a good hit. Bouncing off.
You see the floppy arm kind of allows Mako's saw to sort of find the angle. Like it naturally will just keep going down and it'll like naturally angle
It does,
and gyro
yeah.
itself.
I believe the, it's just barely moving. Termination Shock really struggling here. And as Termination Shock calls for an unstick, both halves of Mako doing their best to fend off Brett. They want none of that house bot. A countdown is due to start any minute now.
You can hear some giggling happening, and it might be from Jaron driving Friendo. I feel a little, I don't know, I feel pride for this. They're really trying to shake the Mako bots off. I've been in this exact spot before, and I do love fighting the house bot, but Termination Shock looks like it's mobile at the least. Oh no.
Saw on saw action. That's, I believe, titanium armor on the front of Termination Shock. So those overhead shots are not necessarily the kill shot they might be on some other robots. But look at that pirouette. They're dancing. They're swing dancing. Oh, look at that. They are stuck together. This will probably go to an unstick, but Termination Shock's weapon is stuck in the cheese block on top of the smaller half of Mako.
Yeah, the red lights were he's trying to hit the dial on the house bot to get a few extra bucks, but that is a consequence of the cheese block armor, is that things do get stuck in it. It really is just gummy TPU.
All right, I think we're going to restart. Yeah, the match was paused to get those two robots separated. We are back in action, though. Termination Shock jumping up in the air. That is a powerful self-righting mechanism.
That arm itself has quite a lot of power behind it. Mako doesn't put any power necessarily in the arm. It's just a servo there, but power is trying to focus in the saw and in the rest of it. But this is not two hammer saws fighting. This is a hammer saw versus an articulating saw or an opposable saw, because there's no hammer mechanism like we see on the rest of these today.
Interesting distinction. And of course, it's a multi-bot as well. I see no movement in Termination Shock. No, there it is.
There's some movement, and we see a chunk taken out of Mako's saw. So if they had the battery to keep that fight going for another 3 minutes, maybe things would have changed. But I think functionality tests at the end are going to reveal maybe everybody's fully functional.
Yeah, I see one half fully functional. I see some struggles from the main half of Mako, but still fully functional, just maybe not firing on all cylinders, let's say. And Termination Shock, yeah, it's doing great.
You can kind of see Mako's not even totally flat.
No,
Mako kind of sags
it's
in the
turning
center.
into a banana. That cheese is turned into a banana. I don't know what kind of miracle that is. And I don't know why we're spending so much time in the grocery store at this event, but I don't hate it.
Well, Papazians love food. It is an honor to commentate my older brother in the arena right there, but my goodness, do I wish I was piloting Friendo, because it's really, really fun to drive a multi-bot with somebody who you're kind of in sync with.
You're drift compatible is what I'm hearing.
We're absolutely drift compatible, 100%.
Beautiful. We're going to go cage side. Sam has Julian right now. Dima, you'll get to hear a little bit of that insight. Go ahead, Sam.
I am here with Julian, and you just fought in that fight, and that was an incredible fight. Were you worried about revealing the cheese block technology?
I'm not worried about revealing the cheese block technology. You can't beat the cheese block technology. You simply can't attack far enough into them to get to our juicy bits. We just showed that.
But Julian, aren't you weak to cheese block armor?
Well, I have secret larger saws, so it's like an arms race. If you get large cheese blocks, I come with a larger saw.
All right, you're prepared. That's excellent. Well, we'll see what the judges have to say about this one, and until then, we're going to head over to Cage 1.
Cage 1 means big bot action, and big bot action in this case is Tecate versus Winning Ticket. These are some really fierce robots. Jeff Waters bringing Winning Ticket all the way from Las Vegas. I have not had the pleasure of seeing this robot fight yet, and I am excited. Tecate looking remarkably put together for a robot that spent, I don't know, 5 minutes in the middle of a blazing fire just an hour or so ago.
Generous 5 minutes in it. I don't even think blazing fire is like an overstatement. That really was an inferno, I guess. But yeah, we're going to see winning Ticket, a sort of mini jackpot, if you will, from BattleBots. And Jeff Waters, we've seen on Supreme Ruler today and on other robots previously, sitting in the chair cage side, sort of like the classic Peter Ganache technology. But I'm really excited to see this fight. The Torque Walker on Tecate is so not necessarily chaotic, but I'm curious to see what kind of damage and control Jeff can do with Winning Ticket.
It's going to be really interesting. Speaking to Jeff, there's a lot of components of this robot that are pulled directly from a robot that weighs 8 times as much. Some things just transfer directly, and some things he just wants it to be really overbuilt. And yeah, I'm really, really excited to see this robot fight. However, we may need to work a little harder to get to that point.
Yeah, this looks like a power cycling move. You see put the weapon locks on and see if we can get this robot on and off. We're not getting it started how we want it to.
No, absolutely not.
We see a lot. We see some scale ups at NHRL. We see people taking their ideas from 3 pounds and then graduating to 12 and graduating to 30. We see less often the sort of scale down all the way from the BattleBot heavyweights, but it's kind of beautiful when we do. We see big wheels now everywhere. In every division. We saw a scale down.
Now, let's see if that worked. When you have a power cycle like that, there's a lot of things that could be going wrong, but one of the main things you want to do is reset any errors that happened on your previous startup. So if something's a little wonky in your robot, if it's a little worse for wear, sometimes the electronics will just say, you know what, I don't want to do this. Or, hey, there's too many things going wrong, I'm not going to start up. And if you power cycle it, you just give them another shot. It's kind of like giving that kid that doesn't want to jump off the diving board just a little helpful nudge and say, you can do it, buddy. And sometimes that's enough, and sometimes the kid gets off the diving board and comes back later in a year or two when they're more confident. I don't know which of these moments we're going to be. I don't see any movement yet from Tecate, so it might be the latter.
we don't want to see non-fights at NHRL. We want to give people as much opportunity as we can to get their bot working, but we're going to have a forfeit from Tecate.
Yeah, it does look like it. I see a lot of resignation, let's say, on the cage. Something was just not able to be fixed.
Like we said, it looked like it was in great shape after that Blazing Inferno, but maybe that's an outside shape that we were looking at. On the inside, maybe not so much.
Yep. It's hard when things catch fire. Even just layers of soot and char that can be stuck inside the robot can get stuck on electronics. They can cause shorts. They can get pulled into motors. Sometimes that's all it takes for a robot not to start up. And it's really hard. Just cleaning the soot from the inside of your robot's chassis in between fights can be more than you can pull off between fights.
Let alone having the repair time to be like, okay, let's take this to the test cage and see if
absolutely.
everything works. And and depending on the shape your bot's in, you might want to or need to do that multiple times. And if you don't have time to, your fight's getting called. You may or may not have an extension. Let's send whatever we got.
Well, folks at home, you'll have to have some pity on me. I was really excited to see Jeff Waters fight with Winning Ticket. We're going to have to wait. You'll have to wait with me just a little bit longer. And we'll see if Coleman Christie and Martin Mason can bring back Tecate later in the day. I believe that is their second loss, so they will be headed home. But we may luck out and get to see them in an exhibition fight or a grudge match.
I sure hope so. I've remarked on the meta of what the event has looked like today. A lot of hammer saws, a lot of big wheels, a surprising amount of torque walkers, and double horizontals of different styles, configurations, and locomotion strategies. But I am a particular fan of torque walkers specifically. I really wanted to see this one in action, but
I did too.
Maybe another time.
I have been privileged to have a little bit of insight on the development of that robot, and there's just so much work and thought put into Tecate. I really hope that they're able to bring it back. So we have actually a little more insight on Tecate. Martin Mason is sitting here with Sam. Sam's going to give us a little bit more information. Let's go.
Yes, thank you, Ricky. I am here with Martin Mason and Tecate. And what happened?
I'll tell you what, we had a huge fight a little bit earlier today. This is our third fight of the day. First fight, we had the record KO, 3 seconds. Second fight of the day, big blood match. We took a huge hit on the bottom. They ripped the bottom open, blew up our batteries. We had a fire that lasted all of 7 minutes. They had to take it outside, and we had about 35 minutes to rebuild. You know what? Those community college kids, folks, I don't know about you guys out there, but I'll tell you what, those community college kids, they got this thing put back from a complete flaming wreck to a whole robot in 35 minutes. So big shout out to all the community college kids out there. They're the ones who get stuff done.
All right, Martin, thank you so much. Tough one in there, but looking forward to the future of Tecate.
Thank you.
All right, we are going to head to, I believe, Cage 2, where we've got a few bots loading in.
Well, let's take a look. Cage 2, I think, has Comet, and Project Liftoff is back for another match. Oh, no, it's Usawgi and Clyde. Oh, fantastic. For those of you who may not know, there's a special place in my heart, and by that I mean about 96% of my heart is dedicated to things that catch fire or things that catch other things on fire. And Clyde can be both of those things all at the same moment.
It's beautiful when it happens.
Yeah.
And
and the Heat Miser.
The Heat Miser and Megamind is sort of Avengers level team up. Kind of nervous for what that might mean for the world at large, but in the arena, let's see if Usawgi can put a stop to their. I don't know. Is the Heat Miser evil? Is he a bad guy? Or is he
No, he just really enjoys hot things.
Just like you, man.
Yeah. Don't make me sing the song. I will sing the song. This is the freshest I've ever seen Clyde, which is incredible. It's pristine. It's ready to go. We're going to take a look at the rankings before we get to this fight. Clyde, number 10. That is impressive for a fire robot to be that high up the chain, for any robot to be that high up the chain. Remember, there are many hundreds of robots here that compete at NHRL in the 3-pound class alone. To get to number 10 is incredibly impressive.
With how big the field is and how many fights that a lot of these robots have, yeah, it's 10th seed is very impressive. It essentially means you're guaranteed, not guaranteed, it means you're expected to make it to prime time, which is, you know, the highest echelon of the tournament competition. Oh, looks like she's got the shades on to deal with the Clyde fire. That's smart.
Those are some like Dr. Emmett Brown sunglasses on the front of Usagi today.
Kazuya's got them too.
3, 2, 1.
Fight.
Away
Robots
we
fight.
go. I don't see any flames yet from Clyde. We'll see if they're able to get an ignition.
Looks like she's trying to chop off a fork.
Oh, there it goes. Those flames are so hot on Clyde. This is a fan-assisted flamethrower.
Just trying to use the saw arm to get out of there. This is what we said earlier.
Look at that. Look at that, just torching them.
Whoa! Whoa!
Incredible, they pierced right through the tank.
Clyde is ablaze.
Clyde is an inferno, spewing all of the contents of its butane tank around the arena. What a surgical strike from Usagi. Beautiful work. You can see liquid butane leaking onto the floor, creating pools of fire.
We've seen a lot of fires today, but the robot has become a fireball, and it doesn't look like it's going to get
No,
put
it's
out
not
anytime
slowing
soon.
down in the least. Clyde is doing an incredible job, despite the fact being on fire inside and out, of pushing its opponent around.
Usagi's arm is dug into Clyde. I would like to see an unstick or an entanglement before she melts by accident.
Yeah, this is an important time for an unstick. I don't know that we've ever had an unstick on robots that are actively on fire.
Oh, you can't even disentangle if that's an entanglement. How could you? You can't open the cage.
Yeah, we try to wait for flames to go down, but given that this is controlled and we know that the tank has been ruptured, it is safe to put these robots out. I'm going to make sure that this is put out. Yeah, let's take this. So normally when a flame-throwing robot is on fire, because the tank holds fuel, we don't open the arena doors because there could be another explosion. Now, from a safety perspective, we can do it in this particular instance because we saw the tank rupture. We know that that tank is now empty, and the only thing that was left on fire was the plastic on the outside of the robot. So now we've opened the door, the robot is out, the robots are still entangled. So the job that we have for our lovely cage staff is to take a couple of crowbars and to pull apart a melted mess of plastic from the hammer saw on the opponent. We're going to see now if that happens.
So you're going to want something to pull from the other side.
Yeah, see, our equipment cage side, we keep a couple of crowbars, but it's difficult to pull them apart when they're both molten, because what are you going to pry against? You pry against molten plastic and you just sink in like quicksand.
Yeah, Usagi's got the wedge, but Clyde does not have a sort of metal front to bear against.
No, it's like taking a crowbar to a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that sat in your backpack too long in middle school.
Ew, I guess. Even once they become disentangled, how does this fight is gonna?
The fight will resume after the entanglement is over.
I wonder if Clyde can even turn on. Look at how melted it is.
Dima, look, the place that the entanglement happened was in the titanium armor on the front of Clyde. So it wasn't in this like chewy plastic center. It was in the steel, or rather the titanium that protects the front of the robot.
A testament to the power of Usagi's weapon that it can dig in so far into titanium.
Yeah, really impressive work.
Shout out Hub Motors.
Now, this is also going to be interesting because it might not seem like a lot of time, but the amount of cooling that plastic has undergone, just in terms of the pause that we've had, Clyde has gone from just a mass of melted plastic to probably pretty solid.
Fight is resumed.
Wow. Both robots seemingly fully functional with the exception, of course, of Clyde's flamethrower.
I wonder if he's going to even count his damage against Clyde, that they have no fuel tank anymore, but it was pierced. It didn't run out.
Exactly. We do not penalize a flamethrowing robot for running out of fuel, but we do penalize them for being pierced in half. So we'll see what the judges do with that.
Now that Usagi's not worried about fire so much.
Oh, a drive side. That last hit from Usagi has damaged the left-hand drive on Clyde. Not going to be able to move as well.
You can see, though, the white forks on Clyde have also become this sort of like weathered Nintendo color, like an old Game Boy or NES.
A little bit of UV damage.
Just a little bit.
Oh, interesting. For a robot that is fully functional compared to Clyde, Usagi is having a hard time capitalizing.
Well, we say fully functional, but it's really hard to tell how much you've been affected by fire until a bot is opened.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Could be severely damaged. Sounds like this match has ended. What a fight. What a fire.
Wow, what a fight.
Knockout.
What a knockout.
Congrats to Usagi. That is a wonderful victory. We don't see pierced fuel tanks very often. We do require that robots have armor around their fuel tanks. Of course, the arena is safe even if it explodes, but that doesn't happen that often, and when it does, boy, does it put on a show.
If there's any archetype that's going to pierce a fuel tank like that, it's a hammer saw. So
we're going to go to a replay. I need to see that fire all over again. Here we go. You can see just incredible torch work from Clyde, and there it goes!
I know it's coming, but still.
And then it zooms around, just trailing liquid butane across the floor, creating puddles of flame.
I see what you mean, Ricky, you pyromaniac. The flame is so beautiful, and it's just watching Clive zip around like Ghost Rider. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Clyde just had its trip through Hades and emerged on the other end a pile of molten plastic, all thanks to the work Usagi did here today. Excellent driving, perfect shot from driver Alexander Pierce.
Great job to both Alexandra and Gabe Brown.
Wow, I just realized how perfect her last name is for her robot and driving style. It's Pierce.
There's a guy, the puns are getting a little ridiculous, guys. I didn't even see that one coming.
Yeah. It's all day, every day here, Dima. You can't prepare yourself. You can only just hold on for dear life as we go through Punageddon time in, time again.
I love all you nerds in the pits. Everybody loves puns here.
Excellent work. What a fireball. I think that was our last flame robot fight of the day, however. So there's a little tear of sadness rolling down my cheek as we go back. Guys, why don't you take it away for us?
Whoa. That was intense. I have never seen a butane tank go up like that. Just pouring flaming liquid all over the floor.
That was so awesome.
We got to watch it. This is inside baseball, but we got to watch it on the big, beautiful screen, and it was intense.
Yes.
That was so crazy.
The best
what
way
a
to
shock.
watch that fight. That was the best way to watch
a
it.
huge shock. All right, we're gonna go catch up on our 6 stories that we've been following all today on the KO show right now. But yeah, we've got some crazy developments that have already happened. So we've got Brazilian robots. That's right. Team RoboBulls and Warriors are here. They are dominant. They are looking great. They've got some amazing bots, and we have seen them tear it up. A bunch of them still left in the bracket, including 2 12-pound monsters. So whenever Brazil shows up, we expect them to go deep, and they are showing out today. Gotta love that.
Brazil knows how to bot, man. So the 40-pound torque walker that we were talking about walking through the competition, well, it slowed down and then came to a halt, sadly.
Yes. Had to forfeit their last fight,
yes,
is that right?
Tecate. This, not today.
All right, and then we also have a ton of college teams here today, including the big boys, WPI and MIT showing up today, but also the Gator Robotics team, Georgia team, and Roll Tide.
Yeah, I thought that's what you meant.
All right, we are going to Cage 1 for some 12-pound action. We're going to go to
5,
Ricky and Dima
4,
to call this fight.
3,
Take it away.
2, 1.
Fight.
Here we
Robots
go.
fight.
We ended the prelim stream seeing Galaxy versus Adamant Barrage. Let's see if Shri gets to have a little run back and see Galaxy fully functional, see what he can do against Caldera.
These are smart moves from Glenn. Very careful engagements, but then he gives up the side and gets launched skyward.
That's the consequence of that fancy figure 8 driving that Glenn likes to do. Is
Ooh, all of the armor package from the back left-hand side of Caldera has been torn asunder.
the weapon's still spun up. I was worried it did, but it looks like it's still spinning up.
Ooh, interesting. The left-hand side drive where that armor's been removed is now damaged. It's not spinning very well. Galaxy taking full advantage, putting Caldera 12 in the corner. This is going to be an unstick, I think. I don't think that weapon can free them.
I don't think so either. And this is kind of how you deal with Caldera and other similar shaped horizontals using the cage. You use the cage to your advantage and you prop them up like that.
You have to. This is a big part of the game. Galaxy, very interesting. Glenn must have seen something. I see the pointing. Something is very wrong with Caldera 12.
It looks like the wheel guard is almost stuck on the wheel too.
Yeah, you go up against a big opponent like Galaxy, and a driver like Glenn is going to say, man, one big hit and I'm out $1,000, $2,000, for all I know, $5,000 for a big hit.
Glenn is experienced enough to know when a fight's over, and
yes.
when it just becomes, I'm putting my wallet on the line more than I'm putting my robot's life on the line.
Yeah, and of course, Glenn has a year of competition, of high success. I believe he's already ranked in the finals. He doesn't need to put his money on the line. He knows he's good. He knows he's going to get another shot in December. Congratulations to Galaxy there. In the meantime, we're going to go back to Cage 2. Looks like it's cooled off a little.
Another entrant from Sleepy Anime Girl Club, Chainsaw Kitty, Kazaya, one of the sort of stars of NHRL versus Peter, the proprietor of Repeat Robotics, a knuckle sandwich, a former dumpster winner in 2024.
Look at that gyro in
4,
film.
3, 2, 1.
Fight.
Away
Robots
we
fight.
go. One of the biggest heavy hitters getting stuck in the ground almost immediately and then sending Knuckle Sandwich skyward.
Kazaya uses their drive skill. This is fundamentals to fundamentals.
Yeah, both of these robots so dialed in, both drivers so dialed in. Anybody's game.
Knuckle Sandwich, you see the simplicity in the function, but also the form. Just that brown armor, the no frills. Just I'm gonna run at you with this bar. Hold it.
Yep, this very well put together and tested bar. Chainsaw Kitty able to control this match so far, but not dominantly.
Chainsaw Kitty might have more pushing power with the four-wheel drive, but with the sort of chaotic nature of the weapon itself, it might not come into play. I don't foresee a lot of pins happening unless weapons go down.
No, I would agree with that fully. Maybe a side pin is possible, but that's about the only way.
Oh, Kazaya smells blood, you can tell.
Yep, this is what we were talking about earlier. Knuckle Sandwich got very sloppy there for a moment, was unable to stabilize itself in short order. Kazaya hitting over and over again in that moment of weakness.
If you can't keep your composure and your control against Chainsaw Kitty's gonna run away with the game. But looks like Peter's, you know, not necessarily losing all that control.
Peter is not a man that is easily phased. He was able to pull back. It's still anybody's game as we come just past the halfway mark in this match.
Kazaya's still driving like they smell blood, though. Oh. Those hits to the side they may add up. The TPU wheel guards on the outside of Knuckle Sandwich, if those get jostled around, they might lose a drive side pretty handily.
And the right-hand side of Knuckle Sandwich is starting to get torn from the body.
A minute left. Peter's gonna have to call for an unstick here.
Yeah, he is stuck. Wow, that was a big hit. Chainsaw Kitty taking full advantage. If you show Kazaya your neck, she's gonna cut it.
That's the big cat right there.
Taking a bite. Yeah, exactly. Spooky season, very vampiric.
Vampire Cat would be a great name for a bot. Anyway, it looks like Knuckle Sandwich is having trouble spinning up, or at the very least, the weapon losing some power.
I see a belt sitting in the corner of the arena. Could very well be Knuckle Sandwich.
This is not how you want to end the last 15 seconds of this fight.
No, this will almost assuredly be going to the judges. It will be going to the judges. Very back and forth for a long time, but Chainsaw Kitty really becoming dominant in the last minute of this fight.
Oh, what a fight.
Neither competitor showing the other's sweat. We're going to have to see what the judges have to say on that one.
I think it's pretty clearly in Chainsaw Kitty's favor. Oh, and a quick smooch.
Hey, after a good win or a bad loss, sometimes a quick smooch is what makes it all better.
Oh, I've been there, Buster. Anyway, Chainsaw Kitty and Usagi are so cute on the same team too. You got a kitty and a bunny. It's like poppin' music if anybody's ever heard of that obscure arcade game.
I can see it. I can see it, and it is adorable. We've got. I'm really interested to see. I don't think either of these robots had critical damage. It looks like all bolt on, bolt off. So whoever does progress should be in good shape for their next matchup.
Totally agreed. Knuckle Sandwich doesn't seem like a bot that's terribly hard to repair, especially Peter, the proprietor of Repeat Robotics. He must have all the parts he needs in stock. It's his shop.
You would think so. You would certainly think so. The winner of this fight is going to go on to fight either Prince or Blunder. We're going to see that here in just a few minutes.
These fights are only getting more and more exciting as the competition gets more and more lethal.
Yeah, we are just about. That's basically, we're fighting right now to see who gets into the final slots of the round of 16 here today, populating the end of that bracket. And I'm just looking at the robots that we have left today. Everyone here is going to have a very intense road to victory. There are no slouches left in the competition at this point.
There are no free wins at NHRL at any point in the competition. Not in prelims, not in brackets, certainly not in prime time. Even when you said just Chainsaw Kitty versus Prince or Blunder, I got a little bit of goosebumps. Just like, oh, I can't wait. Every single fight that we're calling for the rest of brackets, just like, I get so excited. There's not a single bot that I'm not excited to see in the rest of this competition in any of the weight classes, 3, 12, and 30.
Well,
more
we will see. Oh, this is going to be a fun fight coming up next.
The torque never stops.
Why would it?
If it gets hit and can't spin back up.
Oh, great point. Great point. I think Sam is standing by to walk us through that fight. I think we're going to talk about the Clyde fight, actually.
There's much to say.
I certainly am. We've leaped over many a hurdle and jumped through many a hoop to get fire in these cages and in these robots. And so why not just soak up this Clyde fight? Because they're the last fire bot in this tournament. And, well, they are not in this tournament anymore. But here's Takati doing some fire. They erupted into flames in their match versus maccabot, and luckily we've got a great crew to put that out. But here it is, Clyde working as expected, flaming all over Usagi until she gets just the right hit right there, rupturing their custom butane tank and just sending liquid butane flames everywhere. Those liquid butane flames are all over the Piba. That's a lighter version of TPU armor that Clyde is running, and there is no putting it out until we get our fire extinguisher in there. But here you can see Usagi locked into the spring steel armor on the front of Clyde. Usagi famous for getting stuck in the tops of their opponents. And, well, they are stuck until we get the crowbars in there and remove them. But I want to point out on the front of Usagi, you can see this shield system that she's running there. That's literally just her normal wedge plopped on backwards, and that did a great job of redirecting the flames from Clyde and to keep her safe. Pretty cool, but let's head over to Cage 2 for some more robot fights. Ricky and Dima in the booth, take it away.
Right back to what I was saying, we've got one of the things I'm most excited for, a torque walker in the form of Loopy.
Have you ever you've driven torque walkers, haven't you?
I have. They are so much fun.
They're so much fun. I've only driven a 1 pound torque walker, too small for NHRL, but it's really addictive. Can you maybe explain? Let's pretend Well, I don't think we have to pretend. I'm a layperson. Explain to me how a
Sure.
torque walker works.
So you've got two really big spinning masses, and they're out on the outside of the robot. And of course, every time you try and spin something up or slow it down, it puts force on you, the person spinning it faster or slower. And the idea with these torque walkers is that you have something spinning, and then you very suddenly try and speed up, or you very suddenly try and slow down. And while that does change the speed of the weapon, it also puts a force on the entire robot, and your entire robot shifts about the point that is spinning. And what that means, especially when you can see, actually it's a great shot, you can see that the spinners are a little bit canted down, they're a little bit at an angle. That means that that force not only pushes the robot to spin, but it pushes it down a little bit. And that down and outward and rotational force causes your whole robot to spin a little bit. Yeah. And if you time it just right, it's like shuffling your shoes sideways, left and right.
Yeah, we should see Loopy do essentially these little steps. And it's, I've described it sort of like rowing a boat. It's like you want to push really hard on one side to take a step and turn the other way, and then you take another step by doing the opposite action. And that sort of downward force you mentioned is how you stop it from lifting up like a helicopter.
5,
exactly.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Fight.
Away
Robots
we
fight.
go. A failed box rush from Sir Slicey, who then goes flying. Loopy spins up so fast and has so much power.
Whoa. That box rush is how you stop it from trying to spin up. You see these little steps.
You see that little tush.
And the steps are in an effort to sort of angle the weapons forward, too. Because they're really hard to get past, but also...
Oh, that hurts. Loopy is just reeling right now. They do work inverted, but it is tough.
Here's those combos we mentioned. Got to keep hitting them. Oh, it looks like one of the weapons might be down.
Yeah, I think so.
No, they're both back up. They're both back up.
Okay. Well, for a moment anyway.
Having a weapon down is like having half weapon and half drive if you're a torque walker.
Yeah, you're putting a lot of eggs in one basket. It means you can make it a little more durable, but there are costs.
Whoa.
It's amazing. Sir Slicey doesn't look put together at all. Half the time they're upside down, and yet Loopy's the one going flying.
Hey, does Loopy look put together right now? You tell me.
It's a little loopy, to say the least.
Yeah, we're straight up looping. He really wants to keep those weapons sort of angled towards Sir Slicey, but Sir Slicey's weapon assembly is strong, and it doesn't look like it's really taking much damage, but there's a minute 30 left of impact to go.
Yeah, these are big hits. Any one of them could be fatal for either robot. This is anybody's game.
Seeing Sir Slicey's sort of typical iconic aggression style, but that's how you beat the torque walker. Once you hit a weapon like that, it's spun down, and you got to take all the opportunity you can get before it spins back up and becomes maximally threatening.
What a combination of hits.
A minute left in this fight. For how much bouncing and huge impact on both these weapons, I don't see any function down on any robot.
No, these are incredibly well-built machines. Neither of them giving up an inch, even though they've twisted 6 ways from Sunday.
Coleman driving Loopy, taking those little steps.
The physics here are just broken. Someone reset the game engine. Look at that hit. And this is really indicative of how the rest of this match is going to go. Loopy is hitting with tremendous force, but they are flying more than their opponent.
This is broken. It's not supposed to work like this, guys. Where's your drive? Your weapon can't be your drive.
Fools, they say. I'll show you. They said I was mad at the Academy. That's your fight. We will be going to the judges. Credit to both competitors. Those are extremely well-built machines. Bravo. We're going to have Kyle and Richard.
Well, that was a heck of a last shot.
Yeah, it was, man. Sir Slicey, holy cow, what a long way they've come.
We were just talking about how last event that
Yeah.
we saw them at, they were good middle of the pack kind of robot. They're looking like a world beater today.
Yeah, I was like, did we see this Sir Slicey last event? You were like, nope.
Nope. This is new. Higher tip speed, much better driving, like more focused.
Yeah.
Impressive. Really impressive.
Dangerous.
All right, so we are going to go ahead and finish the stories that we are following throughout the day today.
Story time, and that
Story
means
time.
we've got 3-pound dumpster galore. 27 former winners are represented here today, as we've got one event left to qualify for the championships next month. Everybody wants just more golden dumpsters. What's better than one? More.
You got to have more. Just ask Jameson. He's got a whole like wall of them.
Yes, he
So we've
does.
got Knuckle Sandwich, Silent Spring, Supreme Ruler, Eruption, Caldera, Chainsaw Kitty, Clyde, and Liftoff. All former Golden Dumpster winners, all here at this event. Knuckle Sandwich, Eruption, Supreme Ruler, Clyde, and Liftoff have not yet qualified for this year's World Championship. Clyde, not going to qualify this event, got exploded here today.
Yeah, and that's one of our stories also, is that it was #FlameOn, still is, but man, Clyde, I think Ricky's analogy, top shelf today, trying to use a crowbar to pry apart a peanut butter and jelly sandwich was that last fight we saw.
It was gooey.
But so entertaining. I mean, man, that's what we're going to be talking about all event, all day, all month.
All right, so we've had some 30-pound heavy hitters today.
Yeah.
We've got Kablooey Tango back after being lost in the mail for literally 3 months. We've got Jubileu, we've got KRATOS. That thing is insane looking. And Rapture, if it ever gets in the box, that thing is terrifying.
Yes.
I would love to see it, but we've had massive hits all day today. The highlight reel from this particular event is insane.
There's a lot of orange from the flame, I'm going to venture a guess when we say that.
All right, and then we also have had to use that fire extinguisher
Yes, we
way
have.
too much today. So we have all of our firebots are gone now. They're donezo. They're out of the tournament. Glorious destruction. Doesn't mean there's not going to be more fire. It's just that fire will be less intentional.
Yes, the intentional one was there, and it is now gone. So now we go to cage number 1.
Nice. So here we are, cage 1. We've got Pinata. Oh, sorry, this is Honeyfied taking on
5,
Steggy
4, 3,
from
2,
Gator Robotics.
1.
Honeyfied, of course.
Fight,
Team Honeycrack.
robots, fight.
A little cage rush there from Steggy. Honeyfied, though, doing some circling.
You got to get the figure 8 action,
Yeah.
especially going up against the dense drum like Steggy.
There we go. Good first contact. Steggy able to get up under Honeyfied.
You can see Honeyfied is the #1 seed bot in this tournament. Steggy coming in at 16. Will there be an upset, knock them out of the tournament? That's certainly what this Florida team wants to do.
I've only ever lived to see one 16-1 upset, and that was years ago in the March Madness. But man, we could see it today with hits being delivered like that from Steggy.
Be pretty impressive to see.
Oh, yes! And now only one of the 2 weapons is firing, and it is working well. Steggy out there taking it to the #1, Honeyfied. Rank me a 16 seed, will ya? If bots could talk.
John Flack putting on a clinic out there. The unstick has been called for. Still half of this match to go, assuming they go the full distance. John Stack and Steggy it's a really good combination for him. It's the exact kind of bot he needs to be driving. John is one of the weirdest competitors. He started in this sport building heavyweights and then later went down into the smaller weight classes.
They're working on the unstick. For those of you still getting used to the new graphics here for the prelims, the KO show, the X next to each name is their complimentary unstick. Just like timeouts, you don't have to use them, but you can. No more X next to Honeyfied, and now we're getting a countdown.
55 seconds left in this matchup. Honeyfied is trying to rock themselves down, but they're not able to make it happen. John Flack and Steggy getting that knockout victory.
Wow, a
Nice
16-1 upset. We live to see it.
Absolutely. It looks like John Flack has gotten his groove on for this event and really dialed that robot in. Impressive. It's a relatively new build for him, and he is doing great things with it.
Could have fooled me, relatively new. Looks like he certainly knows what he's got working for him, and that was convincing. Even if it wasn't a knockout, judges would have had easy time with that.
Really impressive stuff. Yeah, John Flack started in high school building heavyweights. He built a fire extinguisher right off the bat. He's gone to college and developed this Gator Robotics College team with everybody on from that university, and they are a Florida powerhouse. Absolutely amazing competitions. They bring that ecosystem to the National Havoc Robot League a few times a year, trying to qualify for the World Championships.
Well, certainly well on their way now, as Steggy's just got to be more than happy with that performance. I mean, really, almost a flawless victory.
Dominic, a little bit disappointed. I think he was hoping for a better outcome there, but he lost fair and square. That was a great fight.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Honeycracked is a team that knows what they're doing. So they expect the best from their bots time and time again. So yeah, something like that, even in the KO show point of the day, if it's not up to your standard, you're going to be a little disappointed.
Yeah, absolutely. That Honeyfied team putting out a clinic of just crazy bots today, a whole fleet of them. That was the #1 seed in the 12-pound division, now gone. All right, we're going to go have a look. Check out all these audience members starting to fill in here for our KO show. And right here you see our prime time pits starting to fill in as bots qualify.
That is what the goal is today. Every event, really, you start prelims first thing in the morning, you're looking for your 2 wins. KO show, win, you move on, lose, you go home. All to get right there. The prime time pits. The Brazilians have set up shop. Of course they have.
Of course they have. You see Jubileu over there. They are ready to go. Slowly but surely, we will fill this entire primetime pit section out. Just a little bit nicer tables, big power centers.
Yeah, don't forget, this is the KO show. We're at the midway point of the day with our brand new midway point of the day program, the KO show, setting up for prime time.
Absolutely. We are going to crown 3 Golden Dumpster winners tonight.
Yes.
We're going to send 12 more people to the World Championships and qualify for them at the end of the year, which is, by the way, just next month. This is the go-home show of the season tonight.
Where did the time go, Kyle?
I don't know. It's been an absolutely insane year, and we're going out with a bang. We've had absolutely crazy highlight-worthy fights that are going to be on our highlight reels for years to come, just from tonight. And, you know, I can't wait to see how these rounds shape up. We've had so many upsets today, too. Everybody's bracket is busted.
Yeah, 16-1. There's been some nice bingo cards out there. Ricky and I have mentioned you put in NHRL bingo, and now we've got brackets being busted. I mean, we got something for every sports fan and all fandoms here at NHRL.
All right, and the other thing that we have going on today is we are talking about our Havoc Academy. If you want to learn how to do this, if you want to learn how to be a roboticist, the Havoc Academy is a great place for kids to start. They give you everything you need to build a bot and give you these awesome educational resources to learn how to build it and then improve it, modify it, and change it as time goes on.
Sam has more on this, actually, including a heartwarming story for us.
All right, Sam, to you.
Right, we're in the pits here for our latest tournament, and it just so happens that Hope, the designer of Deadly Cute, is here. So we're going to go ahead and give her an Eric kit and a Deadly Cute kit for her to put together. So come on, let's do it. All right, hello, Hope.
Hi.
Hi. So thank you so much for designing Deadly Cute. You did a wonderful job on the drawing.
Thanks. I actually had an original. My mom has a picture of it. I don't know where she is right now, but I can show it to you later.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. But you know what? I just wanted to make sure that you could build your own Deadly Cute. So we have an Eric kit here for you. And inside Deadly Cute is all that special Deadly Cute parts. So you can build an Eric, and then you can build a Deadly Cute, or you can do whatever you want with it.
I heard you were gonna do doll eyes, and I'm like, no, thank you.
And then here's your Eric kit. And you know what? I happened to find this photo of you as well. Do you remember taking that? That was a while ago.
That was my tiny itty bitty robot.
Well, I'm excited to see your next robot.
I'm going to show my dad that, and he's going to scream.
All right, well, this is yours too.
I'm not sure how much I can carry.
You got it all. That was fun. That was heartwarming. It feels good to get robots in the hands of kids. They're our future engineers. And make sure you draw your own dream bot when you're here at NHRL, and it just might get built.
So incredibly wholesome. What a lucky kid. We're going to go to cage 4 and hopefully get lucky with a great fight.
Robots fight. Looks like it's going to be Son of Cram versus I90 Off Ramp. Really excited to see some New England pride.
We saw such a interesting fight last time from I90 Off Ramp, and they seem to be held together with either duct tape or electrical tape at this time. Son of Cram doing a little dance.
Dancing on him a little bit. I want to see that unstick get called. It's a KO count. We're not. There's the unstick. Okay. Let's see if we can get you right side up.
Now, Son of Cram is a incredibly experienced robot. Oh, that hurts. Oh,
that's some separation.
It flipped its lid. Look at the carnage inside. It's so painful. And then it's right back on top.
It's back on. It's not over till it's
like
over.
Watching the face of the Terminator get torn off, so you see the mechanics underneath, and then, oh no, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't remember them putting the faces back on though.
Oh, that is rough.
Just trying to chew up the wheels in the back. Looks like looking pretty decisive so far for the 8th seed versus the 9th seed.
There it is again. It's exposing itself. I suppose with the help of Son of Cram, but it's still moving.
It keeps going back on too. It's funny.
That lifter is doing nothing for the self-righting process. The back chassis member. Oh, I see sparks.
See rhythmic sparks inside the robot.
Rhythmic Sparks is a great band name. I just want to throw that out there. But any moment now we could see a nice big lithium fire. It's on the edge of happening.
This is in top 16 too. This is your only life. So if I90 off ramp is cheap to make, why tap out?
Right, it's a great point. I can see old drill motors in there. What a experience. Is Son of Cram stuck? They are stuck. They can't move. They're calling for an unstick in a strange twist of fate.
Both unsticks used. It's not like you're penalized for using it.
No, might as well. I90 off ramp though, I may have breathed its last.
I don't want to think about it. I love that off ramp. Out of all the themes that we've talked about, we've seen animal theme robots.
And it's off for good. Now it's been completely ripped. And there's the fire. I knew we could do it. If we hoped, if we prayed, if we made a small offering to the robot gods above, we could be a modern-day Prometheus and get fire in our arena.
We Could Be Prometheus sounds like a great song name for the band Rhythmic Sparks. Anyway,
we're brainstorming here, folks.
Just like Kyle said earlier, even though there's no firebots left in any of the brackets in any of the weight classes, there's gonna be fire, just maybe not so intentional.
I think this was very intentional from Son of Cram.
And that's the match by time, not even by KO count.
Wild. I don't think there's any mystery there. Oh, just a little spritz.
For those that have never seen the house bots start fire extinguishing, it looks like they're getting... it looks like they sneeze on them a little bit. It's so cute.
Yeah, they got a big fat vape in there, basically. No, there's a regular fire extinguisher, loaded, ready, periodically refreshed, and it really helps because we try not to go into the ring when there's open fire. So being able to put it out before is great. We're going to go to another fight while this gets handled. I don't think there's any mystery that I90 off ramp will be headed home.
Yeah, I think that's I don't think we need to call the Scooby-Doo team to solve that one.
In the meantime, let's go to our next fight. I believe in us. I know our cameras can change. There it goes. Cage 1, more big bot action.
We see Stag 12 again.
Look, I love the look from above. Stag 12 just has that stag beetle, that look, those piercing horns.
There's a lot of fun facts to be had about Stag 12 versus Boldan. Do you know what Boldan might be a reference to? It reminds me of a certain warlock named Gul'dan, but I'm not sure if that's it.
It's a great question. Hold on, I just look at the front of Stag 12. Look at those eyes.
I had the pleasure of talking to Nick yesterday, and the Stag Beetle forks are not necessary for the ground game. But a cool thing about them is the robot's perfectly invertible, and once it inverts, the forks sort of flop back down to the invert position. So you just flip a switch on the transmitter, and you're just driving straight, no matter how you get flipped around.
Huh.
And if you can look at the weapon here in this close-up, that's a quad disc.
Yeah, it sure looks like it. That's a composite Drisk, I think.
Yeah, it's a better way of putting it.
Yeah.
He swaps between 3 and 4 blades of differing sizes. I call the 3 a tri-blade. I might call this one a quad blade just because it sounds cool.
That's fair. That's fair.
2, 1.
Fight. Robots fight.
Go.
Stag starting in the wrong direction a little bit.
Yeah, an interesting start for sure.
Something wrong with the drive maybe? Nick looks focused. It's nice to get into top 16 with the first time you're running this 12, but you don't want to go out like this. The weapon's spinning as fast as it's ever spun, so let's see that.
That is a beautiful noise happening.
Let's see if the unstick can help the drive. But no, the wheels are they're too dead. You just look, they're just popped off, sort of. They're just like sitting on the pinion shaft. And it's only getting worse when Boldan takes more and more shots. But this is Nick's sort of magnum opus robot, the robot he's wanted to make for the past 3 years, so why tap out now, you know?
Yeah, now is not the moment. And it is moving. It's not going to get counted out, at least not yet.
Play to your outs, you know? See if you can point that weapon right at him.
Yeah, that weapon, for the trouble moving, ignore that. That is still a mean weapon. And as long as it's spinning, he's had a chance. Oh, I saw an interesting puff of smoke there. I think it was just belt slipping.
That makes sense. Looks like Nick's getting ready for the count out.
Yeah, this does not look good for our little Beetle Bro.
Well, the little Beetle Bro looks good, but...
Well, sure. But for him, his situational outlook is highly degraded.
I just had to say something. He looks so cute in the close-up, but there's the knockout. Once your drive is down, the house bot is going to be the one to nudge you back to the corner. It's one of their roles and responsibilities as house bots.
Now, do we know if Stag 12 was named first and then designed, or designed and then named after the fact?
Considering his sort of bevy of Stag Beetle themed robots, I think it was always intended to be, you know, I want to make a Stag robot, and this is how I want it to look, and I love Stag Beetles, and that's my vibe.
That makes sense. I just wanted a little etymology. We're going to head over back to Cage 2. Oh, and we're back to Project Liftoff 3, going up against Colossus. What a fight.
5.
This is.
4,
I maybe have never seen this
3,
particular archetype
2,
matchup. I've never really seen a
1.
big wheel versus a Melty like this.
Fight.
Very fun.
The winner of this fight is going to end up facing actual size in primetime. So if Colossus wins, it's going to be a big wheel mirror match.
Oh, and Colossus has embedded itself in the top or bottom, who knows, of Project Liftoff.
I wonder if that's going to affect the functionality, or if that might just be a sort of superficial wound.
Oh, I see. I was incorrect. It's embedded himself kind of in the side. Wow, look at what a strange way.
All right, we're calling for
these robots to be linked.
We're calling for disentanglement, folks. I think the crowbar is going to have to come out.
Yeah, this looks like a precision crowbar moment to me. They are bringing it over to the door.
Hands off your transmitters, put them down. No chance of even moving that robot once the cage doors are open. Safety first, folks. Cage managers are going to come in. That big old crowbar.
We do have a little baby crowbar, too. Could be both. Could be either or both. Could be a whole family of crowbars. Goldilocks situation.
It might be the little crowbar. No, it looks like we're swapping the little one for the big one.
They knew. I see a whole troop of crowbars, a gaggle of crowbars, if you will. It's amazing. Cage 2 is approximately a month and a half old, and it already looks like it's been through hell and back.
Just like me when I was a month and a half old. Okay, disentanglement process. One problem is the end game is to get the bots freed, you know? This isn't a problem, but it's a factor you have to consider. If your weapon gets damaged because they gotta like pry it with pliers or they gotta, you know, dig a piece of metal in to get it out, that's tough luck, buddy.
Yeah, it's a risk you run. Make your robot strong enough to hit the opponent, and you hope it's strong enough to get pried apart by crowbars, but you never know.
We avoid as many non-fights as possible via NHRL, so I'd rather have a weapon go down to have the disentanglement than to just end a fight by, we got stuck.
Right.
We don't like ending fights like that. I want to see some more action. Okay, getting ready. Hands back on the transmitters. Positioning has changed slightly, but Project Liftoff is just a few inches in front of Colossus. But neither of these robots have time to really spin up like they do at the start of the fight.
No, they're very close together, and especially for Project Liftoff, that's going to cost them in terms of strategy.
It looks like they didn't take any time spinning up. And that wound did look superficial because hits are coming in both sides.
Project Liftoff not celebrated that often for being a real pioneer in the world of TPU armor. Whoa! Split apart the wheel, torn off.
Project, one of the Casmers is jumping for joy.
I mean, that was awesome, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, I have. When I break a big wheel, I do jump for joy. I literally did that.
I have never seen Project Liftoff so dialed in. Look at that. Look at that. That is close to 300 miles an hour. And there it goes again. They're trying to get the double. They're trying to get a strike here, or a spare anyway.
They're not gonna just let Colossus sit there. They're gonna spin up as fast as they can right to that 300, and they're gonna just come at you like a hockey puck.
Look at Project Liftoff chewing a hole in our floor. They have to keep that weapon motor pegged. Wow!
An unstick has been called for. Colossus really putting up a fight, knowing their weapon can still take out Project Liftoff with just the right angle.
Yeah, it would be luck, but luck has a big factor to play in these fights.
Anything can happen, Ricky. Project Liftoff making its triumphant screeches. Not looking any worse for wear.
It's almost like Colossus doesn't need that wheel.
Almost.
Almost.
But
no. It's trying to get it back. If you drive into the wheel often enough, will it reattach itself?
I mean, anything can happen, Ricky.
I don't know about anything, do you know?
If we do the thing and we slide right back onto the wheel.
If we put enough robotic typewriters in a room together, will it make Shakespeare?
If we put enough engineers in a room, we might be able to make something that can take Project Liftoff.
They have to talk to each other first, and that's...
Oh, that's the hard part. That's tough.
I don't want to ask for miracles here today. Another big hit. Colossus going flying. This is going to go to the judges, which is wild.
Which is absolutely wild.
I see a few little sparks flying from the side of Colossus. That's very unusual. Dare I say it, I think Project Liftoff is going to be walking away with that handily. You know, you never want to say for sure in a situation like this, but that means that they're going to be going up against actual size next, and that would be really fun to watch. Let's see how our hosts are reacting. Richard, Kyle.
Well, I got to tell you, if Project Liftoff keeps playing like that,
Dude, playing? They're not playing right now.
No, they are going to qualify for the World Championships if they keep playing like that. That was insane driving. So much control over that robot. Yeah. And just like always, those hits were chaotic and beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, like a surgeon in that cage. Like, everything was calculated, specific. I mean, they are on another level right now.
How do they get that much control with a essentially spinning disc of doom? It's insane.
If it's a secret, they're not telling us. I can tell you that right now.
It is just so difficult to programming. The engineering behind that bot, just the thought process that went into the wheels alone is just on another level. They have obviously improved that thing immensely since the last time they were here, and they've already won a golden dumpster in the past. All right,
now,
so...
Yeah, we have Barbie and Kablooey Tango in cage 1.
2 crowd favorites. We love us some Kablooey Tango. We love us some Barbie. Barbie just rocking this awesome glam aesthetic. I'm into it. It looks so good.
You may love Barbie, but I'm a Ken guy. I'm just Ken, all right?
Kablooey Tango, as always, the styling on this bot is amazing. They've added some spooky details for the holiday. Gotta love that. This is a 4-wheel drive undercutter bot driven beautifully by Alex for this event. Oh no!
No.
We just got word from Control. Brian Boxall has now forfeited with Barbie for this event. We don't have any details as to why, but what a disappointment for Brian and the rest of us who were looking forward to that epic fight.
I'm starting to feel for Brian, man. Like, he came in with a fire lit under him this morning, and now he's had to forfeit like that.
Yeah, that's really
crazy.
unfortunate. He was having some VESC issues last night and this morning with Barbie, and perhaps that's what's continuing on. VESC is, of course, the speed controllers, which helps you to control your robot and have it communicate with your drive system. That's giving you weird bugs, it's sometimes impossible to shake them out.
The gremlins are still out in full force today. Can't escape them. It seems like maybe the Halloween hangover is adding a little extra, because we've had some gremlins of all shapes and sizes.
Yeah, absolutely. But we do have another fight ready to go into this box, as you see.
Now, it looks like we're going to get to feast our eyes on Prom, Hedda, and Grandeur.
I got to tell you, the driving, speed on Grandeur is insane.
Yes.
But look at Prom Hedda. This is a different version of Prom Hedda than we have ever seen before. Look at that high-slung, extremely large blade on Prom Hedda. I talked to Zach about this earlier, and I said, Zach, this new layout that you have is unsettling. And Zach said, yeah, what's going to be unsettling is when you see how well I drive with it. It's actually incredibly mobile, which is shocking considering the size.
Yeah, when I was talking with the guys at Prom Hedda last night, they said this is basically, this tournament, they're testing their configuration to make sure it's championship ready. I mean, why not?
If you've got to go up against a big-wheeled robot, you want a weapon that can do something to the main body. That's the golden ticket. Look at that distance. I think it can cut right into the bottom plate.
Yeah, Prom Hedda ranked top 5, not in the country, not in the area or zip code, the world.
Number 5 ranked 12-pound in the world. An absolutely incredible feat from Zach Knight. Zach Knight has been operating on a different level this season than we have ever seen before. His driving has dialed in. He has been just dominating the competition as time has gone on. He's been testing these new configurations and these new armor packages. This is the most stark change we have ever seen in Prom Hedda since he changed the blade to purple, which was, by the way, a mistake.
5, 4, 3.
Oh, I'm excited
2,
for this one. Let's
1.
get to robot action.
Fight.
Weapons are up to speed. Yeah. I don't know what flew off, but something's not attached anymore that's supposed to be. Both these weapons seem to be still spinning. And Zach having a little trouble getting his bearings there.
It looked like a pink-colored part, but oh, those are wires.
Oh, yeah, look at that. The entire bottom plate, or top plate, is exposed on Grandeur. Oh, no! If that's not a tap out, I don't know what is.
Man.
Well, that was gross. So Promheta officially qualifies for primetime. Jillian Doolittle, unfortunately, has to go home, but Zach Knight showing that new configuration doesn't limit his mobility, and he is able to do a massive damage.
The question, is it championship ready? I'd say so.
That is crazy. Grandeur's the fastest big-wheeled robot we've seen today. Didn't matter in this fight. Look at this hit right here. Coming around, lines up the shot, takes his time. He's got all the time in the world.
Such a skilled driver, able to just line up and hit just like that, one and done. I mean, rock me mama like a wagon wheel. That was just fun to watch.
That wagon wheel is gone. I am impressed. Listen, really cool design. Grandeur looks great. Jillian's been doing an awesome job driving it today. Out of the tournament now. Promheta securing their spot into prime time, but that was an insane volley of hits.
Like at a certain point when you say, oh, I brought this to test it to see if it's ready for the next round, like you think, okay, maybe ease into it. No. Promheta is championship ready, at least as far as I'm concerned.
Once again, Zach Knight proving he is operating levels above the rest of the 12-pound competition with that fight. Impressive moves right there. The 12-pound division at NHRL is the most competitive 12-pound division in the world, and Zach Knight is the apex predator in that division right now.
Yeah, he actually said, now that I correct my own quote from him, he wanted to test to see if it was championship ready / worthy. I'd say both.
Yeah,
check
he's
and
getting there.
check.
Another fun fact, apparently this configuration drives just as well upside down.
3, 2,
Cage 4 action. Let's go.
Robots fight.
All right, so we have got that's a lot of TPU and
lot.
Xenomorph coming right at you. Xenomorph ranked number 7. And Xenomorph's a relatively new build. This is their second event ever with this robot.
So I got hung up on that's a lot of TPU, which is what TPU wants in these fights. Get under, pin them, get the count, wear them down, and basically render their weapon ineffective and useless if you can avoid it for 3 minutes. We're at under 220, and so far that's a lot of TPU doing exactly what they want to do in this fight.
Yeah.
Immobilize.
Really effective use of the strategy there. Just so much robot. It is amazing how much space this thing takes up for a 12-pound robot.
It's like watching a snow shovel on wheels just go out there and just push bots around.
Xenomorph, David Dreyer there standing by. Yeah, that's exactly what he wanted. He wanted to get under there and get that big volley pop hit. David Dreyer was originally with the Kent State, Ohio team.
Ooh, that's a lot of TPU upside down now, so now they're going to have to figure out a way to get back.
It's missing some TPU. It's got less TPU now.
Oh, there's still a lot.
Oh, yeah, but it's got less. Less than what we started with.
And now Xenomorph with a pin, taking a page out of TPU's game. And why not? You've certainly got the advantage here with TPU upside down and ineffective by all counts. So another pin there. The boot is on the other foot right now in this. My, how the turntables.
Wow. I don't know. Can they move out of that spot? Yeah, it looks like it.
Under a minute. We're at the 45-second mark, and this is, again, a tale of 2 different minutes in this fight.
Yeah, David Dreyer really taking control. Big weapon on this robot. And using it really as a control bot now.
So this one looking like it would go to the judge's decision.
All right. While this fight continues for another 19 seconds, we're going to go over to cage 2, and we're going to toss it to our friends in the booth. Dima, Ricky, call this action for us.
Well, I think I'm going to let Dima take the lead here. She's got a special insight on this fight, don't you?
That's my brother. That's my big brother right there. That's my big brother and my friend Jaren. Instead of me piloting.
Jaren just waved at you. Dima, just.
I can tell if he's waving to the crowd. But yeah, they're going to go up against Showtime right now. And let's see if they can use the 2-on-1 advantage like the good old days. That vert looks like it's got just enough reach to be able to tangle with Friendo especially, but I don't know about Mako. For those that can't tell, Friendo is the red half of Mako. That's got a lifter and a special fort configuration. That's a kill shot.
Could be. Ooh, going in through the side. That looked like a deep slice.
I saw the wrong angle. That might have been targeted towards wheels.
That was a side package. Look, it sliced off a bit of it.
This is a horrible pin.
Oh, that is a deep cut into the wheel.
Oh, that wheel's toast. The weapon assembly looks like it's off kilter. What's going on? Maybe it's just an angle.
It's a bit of involuntary lightweighting.
Mako's saw looks like it's in full condition. It just looks like some spray paint's coming off. But time for Friendo to put in its work, just repeatedly pinning Showtime right here.
Oh, those are deep cuts.
You know, even though they can take as many 2-on-1 pins as they want, Julian still wants to just, you know, get that one-hit KO, that critical hit.
It's a great lift from Friendo. And look at the cuts from Mako.
It's not going through the carbon fiber, but we're putting on a beautiful show of sparks for the crowd.
On those hits, it was hitting that little bit of AR 500 on the top of the robot, which is the only thing holding Showtime together at this point, I think.
Friendo doing a very good job of using the lifter to prop you up and take your wheels off the ground. It just holds you there. Using that lifter very actively. That wheel shot didn't take a drive side down, and Showtime can only kind of crab walk around Brett now. Jaren taking the advantage to just like push. Oh,
what a spot to have your opponent frozen.
And the Showtime's weapon is still going, and it's digging into Brett. That can't be good.
And a wheel has fallen off the back side of Showtime. That side wasn't working too good anyway, but it's still a loss.
Showtime might be a sitting duck. With a very powerful weapon that's still spinning, but a duck nonetheless. No motion. Is Julian gonna just wait for the KO count? Maybe preserve that saw arm? He's gonna dance.
Showtime has no unsticks left. It certainly isn't moving very much, and that becomes your knockout. Wow. You know. Wow. Good job, Julian. That was impressive. And a little extra fighting there at the end amongst friends.
Love you, Julian, but we're going to cage one.
Oh, fair and good.
5, 4,
Minun and Plusle going up against
2,
Galaxy.
1.
Fight, robots, fight.
Just like Kyle said, 12s is the most competitive division in the world at NHRL. So two of the most competitive 12-pounders in the world right now going up against each other, although technically 3 of them.
Wow. Minun and Plusle have been so dialed in over the last few events. The teamwork from the two halves of this multi-bot are really impressive. Remember, each of those halves weighs a lot less than Galaxy does, so the fact that they can get under and push around their opponent, incredibly impressive. You can see titanium sparks flying.
Even regardless of drive motors and, you know, wheels and treads, just the sheer amount of weight that you got to push around when you're that much smaller than Galaxy, that does matter a lot.
Something strange is going on with Galaxy's drive on the left-hand side.
It would be nice to see Minun and Plusle not take so many...
Oh, the armor package is gone on the front left, and now they're stuck up against the wall. Oh, that's a death hum from Minun.
We've seen a lot of these patterns today where They're going to let you sit there until you call for the unstick. And then as soon as you call for the unstick, we're going to hit you as hard as we can.
Yeah.
You're not going to get KO counted. You're going to get unstuck. So we might as well take the free shots. But we're going to make you take that unstick first. Minun and Plusle showing off that they deserve that 6th seed that they got.
Wow. A self-right at the last minute from Galaxy.
A beautiful sort of like superhero style front flip, but it's not enough.
No, even if they self-righted themselves, they didn't actually move with regard to the arena inning. They moved with regard to gravity, perhaps, but that's about it.
They didn't get KO counted. They tapped out once they self-righted and they realized, yeah, I'm not moving. The count's just gonna restart.
Yep, absolutely. Great performance from Team Honeycracked there. Minun and Plusle. I've never seen such a dialed-in pair of multibots. Sorry, Dima, but they're. What I think is really amazing is they are carbon copies. You know, there's really no difference between these robots, and they're still able to play off of each other, and have this interesting dynamic.
Yeah, just like Repeater and other multibots, that's not like one's different or one's trying to do something different or one's modular, because when me and Julian make multibots, we like to play for modular options and configurations and different active weapons. But, you know, a lot of the multibots here at NHRL, like Minun and Plusle, Power of Friendship, Repeater, all the ones that you've seen up in bracket and primetime before, they are carbon copies running the same weapon, the same drive, and they're each trying to do the same thing, but with 2 different drivers. So when you are driving multibots like this, it is a measure of how drift compatible you are.
Exactly. And it's really wonderful to see, too, the kind of 1-2 punch dynamics that produces.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not, like we saw it earlier with Friendo teeing up for Mako, right? So they're serving very different purposes, but it means it's one action that the 2 of them are cooperating on taking out. Whereas with Minun and Plusle, you can just have bam, bam. Each of them can be doing their own thing one after another. They don't have to coordinate, even though they're coordinating in terms of strategy overall. So in the meantime, we're going to go. We've got another fight queued over. Take it away, guys.
Wow. All right. We are in cage 4. We've got Buzz-Kill, Liam King, ready to roll.
5,
and they're going up against
4,
Zoomies.
3, 2,
12-pound action. That must be a cat
Robots
person that
fight.
named the Zoomies.
I love this shell. I think it's amazing. So lightweight and so deadly. But Liam has got a lot of experience and a fast drive. And it looks like one of the Zoomies has got weapon, and one of the Zoomies has drive. But both need both.
Yeah, Buzz-Kill's going after the one that's mobile right now. Can't say I blame him. That's a solid strategy. Divide and conquer. We've seen it happen earlier today.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You need the drive and the weapon. That bot's driving. Oh, was driving. Spoke too soon. They are stuck there now. So since both half of Zoomies are not mobile anymore, that does mean a count-out's about to start unless one of them can start moving. Oh, there we go. We got some movement happening.
You said it and it didn't happen again.
All right. Weapon happening there.
Well, the Zoomies trying to get through this fight. We just hit 2 minutes. A lot has happened, and also a little in the first minute of this fight. It's been all Buzz-Kill. Buzz-Kill, classic divide and conquer. And now looks like it has officially conquered as we wait.
Yeah, what a strange design on Zoomies. I really like this. It's got a HUD feedback system. That's right, high up display, heads up display system for the drivers if they need it.
So I thought I saw the house bot go out, like somebody called for an unstig, but nope. All right. Cage 2, into Dima and Ricky. Take it away.
Thank you, Richard.
5,
Oh, this is
4,
going to be a good one.
3, 2, 1.
Fight. Robots fight.
Chainsaw Kitty off to a slow start. Blunder off to a quick one.
These box rushes with these really aggressive verts can be kind of tricky. You don't want to just put yourself in a bad spot right at the start if they cut an angle last second. But Chainsaw Kitty jumping around, bouncing around, trying to get their control back, their groove back.
Man, I got to say, this is some of the most torn up floor we've had in Cage 2 at this point of the competition ever. For a robot like Chainsaw Kitty that leans on those forks. Wow, what a hit!
What a hit. For a second, Chainsaw Kitty was almost a hat. Okay, right side up, but only temporarily. Kazia's not really been able to get a good hit in. Blunder, on the other hand, looking like they're exacting their game plan. About as well as they'd want it to go.
Yeah, this is incredibly well driven. Very cautious, very reserved driving, and yet powerful in outcome. Wow! Pirouette right over the top of our house bot, Brett.
If Kazia can corral Blunder behind Brett, that's a really good spot to be in. Oh.
And now the tables have turned.
Careful you don't reversal yourself.
Very interesting. A lot of times we see Chainsaw Kitty winning weapon-to-weapon exchanges. Right now, it's back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, I super wonder how fast Kazia is spinning that weapon right now, because, I don't know, you kind of want to go for juggles, but sometimes you want to break that beater bar, you know what I mean?
I do. Man, I would say, yeah, Blunder, I don't think is driving full force, or they're just being really cautious. I think they're just being really cautious. This is incredible driving, an incredible amount of self-control.
Blunder has had so much control and aggression for this entire fight. I think Chainsaw Kitty's only out is to get a KO from here.
Incredible work.
This is incredible work from both drivers, but Blunder might just have the upper hand so far purely on control. I don't know how much of it is due. I don't think very much of it's due to this chewed up floor. I think a lot of it is due to just Chainsaw Kitty's shape.
Yeah, they clearly suffered some damage up to this point, and now we have a right-hand drive down on Chainsaw Kitty.
Weapon was down for a second. Looks like it can still spin, but I don't know how much.
Evan Rosenblatt is taking no chances. It's a tap out from Kazia. Blunder, Evan and Blunder are going to be taking home the win.
You can see that team hugging. They're really proud of that victory. Chainsaw Kitty is not an easy opponent.
We're not going to waste any time. We're going to get back to Cage 1 for some more big bot action. Spartan 30 going up against Dragon Fruit. Dragon Fruit, one of the coolest looking robots here today.
2, 1.
Fight. Robots
Away
fight.
we go. A slow spin up on Dragon Fruit. Whoa!
Whoa! Again?
There it goes again!
Again!
Tap out.
I didn't want to jinx it, but earlier, for those that weren't watching prelims, Dragon Fruit did lose by getting split directly into 3 pieces. And it appears they have lost that way once again.
You know, a lot of people credit it to a scene in the Blues Brothers. It's actually I believe it originated with a Munsters episode where someone jumps into the driver's seat. Herman Munster jumps into the driver's seat, and all the wheels just fall off of the car instantly. And that's what Herman Munster jumped in this car, in this robot, and kablam.
Ricky, you're speaking my language right now. I'm dying laughing. Remember, that's exactly how it goes when a big wheel just falls and the wheels fall off, like precisely like that scene in the Munsters. Happy Halloween, folks.
Happy Halloween. Happy All Souls Day. It's, yeah, just a wild occurrence when that happens. And that's not a thrown together robot. I understand that this has happened twice in the same day for this robot, but this is not, it takes a lot of force for that to happen. Let's go into the replay. We can see just how hard this hit is.
Yeah, let me see that again, please.
Here it comes.
that angle, they collide weapon to weapon. The horizontal sort of pushes all of its force into the frame.
There's another angle. Oh, it was at an angle, Dima, so it wasn't straight vertical. There was a cant there, maybe 30 degrees of angle on Dragon Fruit. I think they're spinning opposite directions.
You don't want your vert to get hit at an angle by a massive horizontal like that. That's what happens.
He got monstered. That's all I can tell you.
Oh, that was an absolute monstering, I will say. But yeah, we're gonna.
The eyeball just staring at us.
Horrifying. Again, happy Halloween, but I think that's
too
not
spoopy for me.
Dragon Fruit has that really, really unique sort of full frame with the vert being held forward in front of the big wheel, as opposed to a lot of them where it's centered. They did make it this far, but I wonder how much of that is the frame might have been spreading a lot of shock to the sides, because it wasn't like the frame, it wasn't like the weapon split, it wasn't like the motor split, it was the wheels themselves popped off, so to speak.
Absolutely wild. Looks like we're queuing up for another fight over in Cage 2 that's getting ready right now. Puka versus Mag.
Mag did win that JD against Dimachaerus earlier, so let's see how it fares against a different kind of vert, a drum. Puka is a very dialed-in, threatening drum with a lot of control. Really hard to do enough damage to their stamina to get them to stop driving at you with that strong, compact drum.
And with a four-wheel drive drum, it's a little less tempting for a horizontal like Mag. You can't just snipe one wheel and tear it off. You've got twice as much work to do.
Yeah, it's not like I'll just get to your side, you know? A lot of people, when they talk about game plans in Robot Combat, they'll be like, oh, I'll just do this. It's rarely that simple, and I don't think it's going to be that simple against Puka either.
Even if it was that simple, they don't have to do it just once. They have to do it at least twice.
At least.
Oof. Well, Mag.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fight.
Away
Robots
we go.
fight.
Mag coming out of the blue corner hot. Driver Derek Tran coming all the way from Santa Ana, California. So far, just glancing blows.
Curious to see how these weapon-to-weapon exchanges add up. It's sort of a matter of who's got the heavier hands, but Mag is sort of doing these short little hops on these weapon engages and bouncing over Puka. There it is again, he's leapfrogging a little bit. That's not where you want to be.
It ain't.
You lose, you're not showing control over your drive, and it opens you up to some bad engages like this one right here.
Really interesting how glancing these blows are. I think both drivers really afraid to commit to a full throttle engagement because you think things like that where you just go flying. So far, no clear advantage to either robot in terms of geometry.
We're not even halfway through, and it's absolutely, I think Puka is winning on control and aggression, but it's absolutely still anybody's game when it comes to damage, because we have two strong weapons in the cage, and I don't know how the stamina factor is going to play out. We've seen a lot of hits happen. They are glancing, as you say, but who's taking the bigger beating? Oh, pieces of Puka are coming off a little bit. It looks like it's front armor.
I'd listen to Pieces of Puka as like a ska band.
Killing me, Ricky.
Yeah.
You can't get them all. I got to get a few good band names in later.
I believe in you.
I got time.
Yeah.
Puka's weapon looks down right now, but I don't know if it's down. It looks like it.
Yeah, I think it is jammed up. The drive is suffering as well. It's working on both sides, but it's working a heck of a lot better on the left-hand side.
It has a very speedy crab walk. That's super dialed in turn speed. They got high sensitivity on that sucker.
Yeah, it's tough if you've got a single stick on your controller doing the driving. Overcoming a one dead drive side, especially one half dead drive side, really difficult.
Oh, it's so much tougher than it looks, and it doesn't look easy.
That's why I'm a tank drive guy.
Yeah, old school. Got that old-ski woski.
Mm-hmm. Coming down in the last 10 seconds. This will be going to the judges. Mag has spun down, but it's just out of, call it politeness at this point. That robot is running full blast. So much of this was back and forth. I think aggression and control, really anybody's game, but damage really one-sided for Mag. This is going to be going to the judges, but I think it's a pretty safe bet. Mag has got it in the bag.
It's never clear-cut, but I like that adjective you use, safe. I think it's a safe bet. And you may say politeness with keeping that weapon spun down at the end, but hey, it might be conservation.
It could very well be, yeah.
Turn your robots off.
Get a look at the loadout process. So weapon locks in before we do anything else. Transmitter off, weapon lock in. Turn that robot off.
Transmitter down, Dima.
You're right.
Transmitter on, but down.
You're right. I used the wrong word. I promise if I had all this in front of me, I wouldn't have made that mistake.
We believe in you.
Never been demerited. Yet.
We're going to head back. I think we're headed back to Richard and Kyle. Guys, take it away.
All right, we are 3 fights away until prime time here at the National Havoc Robot League. How's this KO show been for you, Richard?
Oh, dude, it has been very KO showy, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the first one was last month, and we got a little bit of everything. It took us a while to get to our first knockout. But this one came in guns a-blazing, quite literally with all the flames that we have, the sparks flying, some upsets, a 16-1 upset. We've seen some teams plow through and some that were and come to a screeching halt. I mean, like I said, if you've got that NHRL bingo card, you're checking boxes like crazy.
Absolutely. By the way, shout out to Dragon Fruit. You will be a part of some amazing NHRL highlight reels for generations to come after today, with 2 full body dismemberments in the arena.
Yeah, the same bot. And you're like, sometimes there has to be the sacrificial lamb. And I was just like, this is some WWE squash match type stuff here.
It was gross. It was like just a violent dismembering both times.
But
hey,
so entertaining.
Yeah,
That's what
absolutely.
we want.
And congratulations to Johnny Sumpas moving on. They'll be in prime time later on today. Very excited to see that with Spartan 30. Yeah, all around amazing brackets. I'm liking the way that they're developing. It's going to be a cool event.
There was some thrilling highlights, as we talked about, some great moments, but also a few sad ones. We saw Takati, who was coming through, you know, the 45-pound torque, and then they had to forfeit their last fight. Not the ending you want ever, but Martin Mason, man, the master of the microphone, gave us a fantastic interview to close out his time here for this event.
All right, so
But
you know
also,
what?
yeah.
The 12-pound bracket. It's ready.
Ooh, man,
Let's
look
see how
at
it's
that.
shaking out. We've got Steggy taking on Son of Cram, 2 drums for the win. Buldan and Bigheera. Prom Hedda versus Xenomorph. And then down at the bottom, we've got some Maryland violence. That's right, Team Honeycrack's Buzz-Kill taking on Team Honeycrack's Minun and Plusle.
Dude, all I see when I look at this, Steggy, Bigheera, Prom Hedda, and Minun and Plusle. All 4 of those had phenomenal showings in their last fights that happened right here next to us. We were like, these are going to be some very dangerous bots moving forward.
My eye is on the bottom of that bracket. I cannot wait to see the Hive fight against itself. That's right, 2 Team Honeycracked teams. Liam King taking on Minun and Plusle. Now here's what I really like about Minun and Plusle. I was telling you this during their fight. Normally when you have a multi-bot configuration, the 2 drivers are talking, they're communicating, they're yelling instructions at each other, they're coordinating. This is probably the most coordinated multi-bot we've ever seen, and they don't say anything for the entire match. It's just, it's like unsettling.
It's a unique relationship.
It's very weird. All right, so we're gonna go to cage 2 for more 3-pound action. This is the last 3-pound matchup of the day. That's right, it's Redshift taking on Usawgi, fresh off of destroying a flame bot earlier today.
Redshift, though, coming in hot.
Yeah, this is exactly what you need to do when you're going up against an overhead attack bot. Do not let them get control of the situation just like this.
Oh!
Nice job, Alexandra, coming down with the heat on that one. Very good driving. She's done some massive improvements to this robot for this event. It looks great, but man, Redshift is no slouch.
Nice pin there. Looking for the hit.
Ooh, look at that, it's coming apart. Oh no, that is structurally unsound on the left side there of Redshift.
So now, Usawgi looking to line up another shot, but both being very well driven. Oh, and there, gets tossed across the cage. And now some tactical hits from Usawgi. Another, and it's stuck now into Redshift.
Ooh, that is gross. I don't know if they're gonna be able to get that apart themselves. They might need some help. Yeah, they've been driven over to the door so they can get the safety crowbars in on the action, I think.
BrettBot to the rescue. Come on, Brett, separate those two.
Redshift, of course, from the UMD Leatherbacks team. This is Mitchell Warfler's robot. And currently, all of that TPU has just been, I'd say, consumed by Usawgi's weapon, just sucked right in there.
Yeah, man, I mean, that was about as wedged in there as you could get on the side that was more or less mangled.
You could see the frustration on Keziah's face there. She's obviously Alexandra's teammate for Usawgi, and they seem like pretty annoyed that this is like this. The team here does a really great job separating these robots. They do as safe of a job as they possibly can, but that doesn't necessarily mean your robot's gonna be functional after the separation. They have no promises made for that.
Yeah, I mean, they try gently at first, but ultimately, I mean, these are weapons inside of a cage that they're trying to pull apart that have been attempting to destroy and dismember each other.
Yeah, and this is, we were talking about it earlier, or Dima was talking about it earlier, the big block of cheese technology on the top of Redshift really preventing any damage from actually happening to the bot itself. It is, all of that string cheese has been sucked right into Usawgi's weapon.
There's the pliers and the crowbar. Now things are getting serious.
I mean, yeah, you may as well melt that off at this point, or
oh man, they're just
cut it with a razor.
Peeling it apart.
That's gross.
It looks like Christmas morning.
It really does, yeah. It like strings out like tinsel. You're totally right.
The red and the green. It's like some kid just ripped open their present.
It is graphic. It's a little gross.
Yeah.
It's a little stringy.
Parental advisory is encouraged for this moment right now, Kyle.
Putting the safety in on the weapon there so they can get a little bit better handle on both sides here to try to pry this apart. And there you see they're just wrenching away. Oh, that's a lot of force they're having to apply to that weapon. I hope Usawgi works after this. They got to be able to cut. Yeah, that's what they need. They need the razor.
Just need a big butcher knife. Get in there and just chop it.
Oh, that is so gross.
Oh my goodness.
Dima, I know that you're on. What did you think about this use of block of cheese technology?
That really is sort of the consequence, like I said earlier. There is an entanglement factor, and if your weapon isn't working after an entanglement, it's kind of tough luck. And
yeah, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, Usawgi's weapon blade and motor is filled with gummy TPU right now, and I don't think it's going to be functional for the rest.
I think Alexandra disagrees with you there, Dima.
I spoke too soon.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, A, that's lucky. B, great weapon design. Good for Alexandra. I hope it stays functioning.
The little rabbit that could.
Adorable.
Adorable.
Man, talk about just being indestructible, dare I say. Like, we saw how they had to pull that apart.
Yeah, wrenched apart with pliers, crowbars, razor blades, and that weapon's still kicking.
Nothing gentle about it, but man, the fact that that weapon is still spinning is probably one of several amazing things we've seen today. I would have said one of the most, but we've seen several amazing things all day long.
All right, this fight is back on. These weapons are up to speed. Let's see how well Alexander can keep this weapon working for the rest of this fight. Redshift really has an opportunity now. Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay, that was a really nice hit, all things considered. Redshift just going right after it.
Not bad from a driving point of view, but there's the pin from Usagi. Usagi, yep, coming down with the heat. And really, that's the move. What I think Usagi's looking for now is a shot away from that TPU, away from that big block of cheese, where they can do some real damage.
Yeah, you focused on one side of the bot. Well, guess what? There's a whole other side available.
Oh, now we're just going in a violent, aggressive tapping.
Wow.
Looks like that saw is finally done. We are counting down the end of this matchup. This still bodes well for the judges, right? It shows control, it shows aggression. Holding these pins and showing that you're attempting to attack with this aggressive tapping strategy. But without that weapon, without the blade on that weapon, it's not doing a whole lot, if any, damage.
This one, for me, would be hard to score for a judge's decision if it should go the distance, because both have performed admirably.
I would give the edge just a little bit there to Usagi. They've shown a lot more control. They've obviously done a lot of visible damage, but their weapon was not functioning at the end. I'm excited to see that weapon test on both of these bots. But right now, we're gonna go to cage one.
Cage one it is, and back to Ricky and Dima. Take it away.
Thank you, Richard. Let's get right in it.
2, 1.
Fight, robots, fight.
Away we go. Brooke Silver and Terminator throwing BeeForce into the wall.
Terminator's weapon is as wide as each half of BeeForce.
But its front wedge was torn down for a second there. That is not a good geometry. BeeForce could take advantage of that if they don't get disintegrated first.
I think Terminator might be doing a little bit of alligator death rolling right now.
Interesting. The house bot is unsticking, but I didn't see an unstick called for. Oh!
That might have been a quick one. That might have heard the, instead of pressing the button, just yell unstick, unstick.
There it goes again. Terminator's gonna have to be really careful. They can't afford to keep getting stuck on the walls like that.
Looks like that other half of BeeForce is down. One is just crab walking upside down.
Terminator looking for a kill here.
Almost looks like it's circling around the unit saying, which one do I want to kill first? I think that one. There's the unstick. Okay.
There it is.
Now, which one is even getting unstuck?
BeeForce is calling for this unstick, and they are directing them to the one that is completely upside down and not moving. Interesting strategy.
I'm a little surprised that Terminator is not just taking this opportunity to just rampage through the other half.
It does not. This is a tough unstick to pull off.
I think that's how you do it, though.
There it is. Oh, pieces going flying. The front armor package on that half of BeeForce is being ripped apart. A belt and a wheel loose.
That half is propped up in a basically non-functional way. There's the tap out.
Gator Robotics, Brooke Silver taking home the win. All the way from Melbourne, Florida. That's gotta feel good after a trip like that.
That first hit where that first half of BeeForce got sent flying.
That's incredible work. We're going to jump into a little something special while we wait for our last 30-pound fight of the day. In the meantime, we're going to head over to Sam. Sam, I hear you got something special for us.
Yeah, I'm cage side by cage 4, where we've got a party going on, it looks like. I'm here with Matt Lantry and Sievert. Are you excited for this Blacklight Rumble, Matt?
You know, I love a good rave every now and again.
Me too.
So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of blacklight, a lot of glowing all over the arena floor, I'm sure.
Well, I hope you all make a mess of this cage, and I can't wait to see it. Let's get this thing started.
Five, four,
Oh,
3,
wow.
2, 1.
Fight, robots,
All right, it is hard to see who is in this. I see Swan Song. I see balloons popping. Oh, some fluorescent dust in the middle. Even Floop is getting in on the mix. This is so chaotic. We've got undercutters, we've got mid-cutters, we've got thagamizers, we've got a swan. And I think we're almost through all these balloons. It's as if they're doing some sort of Mario Kart battle, focusing on the balloons and not each other. But someone's being hit. I see a wheel on the ground. Sievert seems like the biggest beast in this box, and he is tearing apart these 3-pounders. Oh, poor Swan. Poor Swan. Sievert is a monster in the 12-pound class, and he is a quadruple monster in the 3-pound class. But it doesn't look like all the balloons have been taken out. Oh my goodness. Now you can see why we have weight classes, as these 3-pounders are just getting sent all the way across the arena. I see a loose weapon on the ground, some wheels, gear motors, more wheels, wedges, confetti. Where's Matt Lantry? Matt, is there anyone left to hit?
I'm beached on someone, unfortunately. I partied a little too hard.
Okay, who can help you? Can Fluffy?
Fluffy can help me.
Fluffy could help. Where's the controller for Fluffy? Let me in on that.
Fluffy partied a little too hard.
Fluffy partied too hard too? Oh my goodness. So who's still moving in the middle here?
Okay. They woke up.
Okay, Fluffy, we need like 16 unsticks. Yeah, just smash the wall.
Go to the left.
Okay, and sneeze.
The left.
All right, Fluffy is struggling. I know that this dust on the floor makes it tough to drive. Who's still alive? What's your...
No, Bellana.
Bellana is still alive?
It's missing a wheel, but I see the balloons moving back there. I think that might be me. Hopefully.
Okay, well, here's hoping you're still alive in the dark corner. And Fluffy's driving odd. Here's Daryl on the Fluffy.
It drives as good as it looks.
It drives as good as it looks, like a brick. All right, we've got, it looks like one mobile robot that's fully mobile. And then we've got 10 seconds left on this chaotic match. Hard to follow, but a fun one. And I don't want to clean up this cage afterwards.
Tap out.
All right, that was fun. We're headed right to cage 1 and the play-by-play booth with Ricky and Dima.
Thanks so much, Sam. I had a fun time with that. Oh boy, this is the first time I'm getting to see this. I've heard legend, I've heard lore. Tell me about your experience, Dima, with Drift.
I have very little experience with Drift.
Oh, you're in the same boat as me. You haven't seen this thing in action yet.
I saw it in action this morning, but maybe some action that I would not call a great representation of what Drift can do. My first impression of Drift was last night. I was...
Oh, look at it go. For those of you, we're talking about this in mysterious terms. Drift is a true walker. Underneath that spinning shell are legs. walking, kind of like a horseshoe crab.
Very organic looking, like you said, exactly like a horseshoe crab. But when you see it in motion, it almost looks like there's a little guy in there, like carrying it, like a box above his head. But,
right.
But
Now,
it does move like a horseshoe crab. And we did see it fight earlier, but it kind of accidentally bumped into the cage and lost control, fell on its back a little bit. You were saying?
Drift is a horrifying creation. As a true walker is entitled to a weight bonus here. It is the heaviest robot to ever compete in NHRL.
1.
Fight, robots,
Let's see if it can spin up. It can.
And how heavy is this beautiful robot, Ricky? 60 pounds?
60 pounds of dancing nightmare. And the self-riding stick has come off again. Those boys better get that better attached next time. Winning tickets, party to lose now.
we're seeing the spin sort of on the inside with the
look,
outside
you can
not
see
spinning.
the little crustacean legs below. Look at the move.
It's so beautiful. I'm glad you guys can all see it, because I get to see it in the pits when yesterday when I see people go through safety. I'm glad the viewers get to see what the underside of this beast looks like.
Absolutely crazy. Winning ticket not spinning their weapon right now. I don't know if that's to save the weapon or if it has gone down. I wouldn't blame it if it had gone down at this point. That's a monster of a shell to try and fight.
A shell of a robot that's twice the weight of you.
That shell alone weighs 22 pounds. A horrifying amount of a hardened steel as we come to its count out. Look at them dance.
Knockout.
Congratulations to Jeff Waters, bringing winning ticket all the way from Las Vegas. There's a lot of relief on that side of the arena right now.
Excitedly punching the cage. I took down a Goliath twice the size of me. It doesn't matter that walking is so hard to get to work properly. That is still a scary beast. And it's a beautiful feat of engineering, not just in the walker and getting everything to work, but a shell that's basically break bent and welded together with a beautiful, pretty weld.
Let's go. Let's get right into the replays, Dima. I can't wait to see that again. It's such a massive machine.
Let's see the hit that took it out, but I do also hope we get another close look at those legs.
Here we go. Oh, it's already upside down. And that much weight on that self-riding rod. It just could not stand up to it.
No matter how well it's attached, but you see Jeff before the KO's even counted. There we go.
Calm, cool, collected, serious. Hey, Jeff, wipe that footprint off our arena, buddy. We want you to feel good. You earned it, but I hope you brought some Windex.
That's a competitor right there.
We've seen an incredible uptick in the seated competitors when they just want to lock in. They can't even focus on standing anymore. Let's go to Richard and Kyle.
That was a lot. Listen, the most dangerous horseshoe crab in the world is still useless when it's upside down.
Those are straight facts, my friend. But man, the anticipation was there. We got to see it functional for moments. Something to look forward to, right?
Absolutely. I got to tell you, getting that close-up view of the walking mechanism for everybody to see was really cool.
That is a thing of beauty.
Well, we'll see you guys in 1 hour for prime time. Thank you so much for joining us for the KO show. My name is Kyle Kroos.
I'm Richard Zeman, and we will see you for prime time when?
In 1 hour. We'll see you in 1 hour. 6 o'clock. Bye, guys.
Oh, wow. Yes, at 7 p.m. right here on NHRL's YouTube. Join us for prime time for the top 8 of all 3 of these weight classes. We've had so much fire in the KO show that I can't wait to see what's in store for you for prime time. I'll see you at 7 right here.